Hello, everybody. It's that time again for the weekly podcast. So, as you all know, I'm working 12 days in a row. I got to make that cheese. Yes, got to make that cheese. So, working extra. Work is busy, busy, busy. So, got lots of money to make. So, couldn't do the live stream yesterday at my house. My nursing home. But probably wouldn't have been very good because, as everybody knows, if you're following me on Twitter, if not, you should be following me on Twitter. They are upgrading my site at the nursing home. At my home. I'm so confused. Pinocchio's got me so confused. I don't even know who I am or what I am anymore or where I am. Pinocchio just does so many lies. I just can't tell truth from deception. I just don't know what's going on. I'm just so scared. Pinocchio is turning me into a paranoid schizophrenic. But anyways, yes, they're working on my site anyway. So it's been brutal. They put the N77 antennas up. The panels are up there. Then they started playing around with the base radio equipment. So they replaced the band 13 stuff down below. The radio units up top. They put new radios in. They kept the same antenna for the band 66 and 13, but they're replacing the radios. And guess what they're adding? They're adding band 2 15 megahertz of N5. So it's the first time I've seen N2 in the keys. So that's kind of interesting because I seen the 5G icon pop up one day for just like 5 minutes. I was like, what is this? And then I went into service mode, and sure enough, it said N2 15 megahertz. And I was like, what the hell? And then of course it disappeared. Then band 13 only come on for a little bit. Then it disappeared, and then band 66 came on by itself. So they're optimizing the site. So I guess it's going to take another week. When they get done, and then they get the backhaul, I think the backhaul has already been upgraded too, because I got 100 down and 50 or 60 up. I shared the screenshot on Twitter, and it was crazy. 20 megahertz of band 66, and I was getting 100 down and 60 up. That just blew my mind. It's crazy. So they're upgrading it. It's going to be great. So once we have everything done, the N77, the N2, 13, 66, that's 105 megahertz of spectrum. And I'm guessing it's going to be way over 600, 700 down and 100 up probably. So I'm very excited about that. But right now, sometimes I'm only getting 5 down and only like a half up. My security camera's been like blinking out because it needs a certain amount of upload for the 1080p camera to work, and it's not getting it. So it's kind of good that I'm actually working extra this week, and we're just do the podcast instead. Now where I'm at now, where this tower site is, it has band 2 13 66 on there, so 45 megahertz of spectrum. It's doing 100 down, actually 150 down, and 60 up is what I'm getting right now. So the stream should be perfectly good, no problems, no issues. I'm using my handy dandy decks over here, and I got my phone over here with my Shocks headset. So the audio should be good. We already did a test with Zero Cool and Weasel. They said I sound okay. So let me know in the comments how I'm sounding and all that. So welcome to the weekly podcast again, after a nice, successful one we had already. Welcome, Caleb, back to the podcast. How you doing tonight?
Hey, doing good. Doing good.
I see Elon is still ascending Mike up to the clouds, up to Mars, to the space apes. I see that, the avatar there.
Yep.
You see that? That's old Weasel there. How you doing, Weasel?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
So what it is? It's it's Thursday now. Okay. Well, things are going to be scary down here in the Keys for the fire department's going out. Turn that down a little bit. Just make sure ain't one of my properties are going to. Oh, it's up nearby here. But anyways, we have a scare coming in the Keys. Oh, it's just a lift assist. Easy call. We have a potential hurricane or tropical storm heading to the Keys. And it depends on how it's going to steer. It may be here by Tuesday night and Wednesday. We might get a tropical storm out of it, or we may get a hurricane. So it depends on how fast it develops and all that kind of stuff. So So next week's live stream, we may not be having a live stream or a podcast, either one, if we're having the emergency with the storm and everything. So I'll keep you guys posted and everything. So now tonight's topic, we're going to just not really have a topic. We're just going to talk about anything and whatever. You guys in the audience, you ask the questions. You pick what you want to talk about, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to stay here. We're going to stream at least a couple hours here. Carlos has been pretty busy working and stuff and doing his thing, so maybe he'll pop in. It looks like you got 25 people in here already. If you're a subscriber for an hour, a new subscriber for an hour, you'll be able to chat in the comments. If you're already a subscriber, you'll be able to chat now. And I'm looking at the chat. Look at that. There's a lot of comments in here already. So let's zip through these comments and see what we got here. Are you ready for the podcast? Yeah. See y'all at 10 p.m. There you go. Question and answer night. That's right. Jason D., welcome tonight. One of our channel members. Thank you for supporting the channel. Good evening. Year over year, upgrade-wise, would you agree that besides maybe connectivity advancement in cell phones has seemed to slow the last few years with the most phones not changing much? Well, there is. I do see there's not major leaps, you know, because when we was going from old tech to new tech, there's major leaps. But now with the pandemic that just happened and the supply shortages, the research and development's a little bit behind as well. So yes, I do see the upgrades gradually just inching up just a little bit. And just like the S23 coming out, I was looking at some of the rumors out there, and there's not going to be as much major changes as like we hope to. Now the storage is going to be faster because it's going to have a faster storage unit. It's going to, of course, have the new Android 13 and all that goodies. The camera is going to have the 200 megapixel camera, so that's a good plus. And so that's going to be a huge upgrade. The battery, we don't know. You know, remember, if you missed my live stream in the past, we had talked about the SDI technology, the new EV type batteries, the lithium polymer. Well, we don't know if that's officially going to come out in time. So we'll keep you all posted about that. But hopefully that does come out, because that's going to make battery life a lot better. It'll be the same size, or it'll be a smaller battery with the same size or same battery life. But the new processor is going to be more efficient. The storage, the SSD, will be more efficient. Now the modem. Now I'm hearing some rumors now that the X65 modem may be out in the 23 again, which that's going to be a huge disappointment, especially with the explosion of 5G trying to happen here. You know, 5G is finally starting to give birth. You know, like when her big belly's popped out there, and you know there's a baby in there. Well, then she starts having labor, and then, you know, she starts having labor pains. Then you know the baby's coming and stuff. But not until it comes popping out the hole when the baby's coming. So right now we're at the stage where the pains are coming, but we haven't really seen 5G yet. So other than millimeter wave, all the rest is just kind of like trial and error and just, you know, baby steps right now. But it'll get better eventually. You got to remember, the big holdup here in the United States is the FCC. The federal asshole administration or commission. They have slowed things down tremendously. They made so many mistakes. So they're the fault of this. We could already have 5G deployed now if they would have had everything right. So yeah, I do see the tech slowing down a little bit just because the technology and everything is kind of slowing down just a little bit. So yeah, I do see that, Jason. PA Tech is here. Michael's here. Almost time for the show. Show some love. Yes, please share this. Let's get as many people as we can. And also, I'm almost to 1,200 subs. And you guys know what that means. Once I hit 1,200 subs, you know what that means? It's giveaway time. And you know what? I've been so blessed lately. I just finally got my first check on YouTube. I just got paid $150 for all my memberships and super chats and all my monetization for all the live streams and podcasts. So I just got $150. So once we hit 1,200 subs, I'm going to turn around and give $100 back. So providing that the hurricane don't mess things up for my live stream next week, we're going to do a $100 giveaway if we can get to 1,200 subs. If we don't make it then, it'll be the following week. Just make sure we push me up to 1,200 subs, and we're going to give $100. We're going to spin that wheel, and we're going to give one lucky subscriber. You got to be subscribed to the channel, and you got to be active in the channel. And you got to be live in the channel and when we do the giveaway. So you pick a number, spin the wheel, and we'll see who wins the $100. So make sure you spread this on social media. Say, hey, Base, make this channel go viral. He's doing a giveaway. You know, push us really hard. Appreciate that. MS is here. Good evening, all. Kazi is here, our newest channel member. Yes, number 4 on the channel member. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Austin Tech is here. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's week has been going good. Also, I think Baby Yoda's in here. If you are, can you put, or Austin, post your link in here to your channel, please. Yes, I've been seeing, I kind of looked over. I know you do a lot of Apple stuff, which I'm not the biggest Apple fan, but you do a really good job on your channel. And I think we need to get you pushed up to over 1,000 subscribers. We need to get you up there. So make sure everybody in here goes and subscribes to Austin's Tech channel, and let's get him going. Let's get him so he can get monetized. He does a really great job. So somebody put the link in there, and let's get him up there. Let's get him up. Let's see. Yes, we're just waiting for them. Michael's there. I know your Comcast network is not good, but my Comcast network is great. Well, yeah, it's good in some areas, and some areas it's not. So lucky for you, it's good. College and work has been blah. Finally, a night to chill. Oh, nice. All right, we got him the link. Gary's here. Comcast is Comcrap. Yeah, baby. Do you think Comcast will buy cellular spectrum to launch their own cellular networks in the future, saying that they will try to minimize expanding mobile excessive use? Yes, a matter of fact, they are. What they're doing is they bought some PAL license on band 48, and they're going to use some unlicensed part of 48, and they're going to put small cells around where they get the highest data traffic around, like shopping malls and businesses and neighborhoods where there's a high demand. So yeah, Comcast is doing that right now. So they're in the process of doing that. But you know, band 48's not that good. It's kind of garbage and everything like that. So, but yeah, they are doing that because, you know, they do push their Wi-Fi network on people first. And then if you don't have Wi-Fi, then you use Verizon's network. So that's what they do, try to keep their data usage down for sure. Wow, they're just busy again. There's another call. Oh, that's the nursing home. I ain't gonna worry about that one. Well, it ain't my nursing home. I don't live in that one. I've been to that nursing home, and that thing's horrible. Comcast only crap if you're in a city with shitty infrastructure, good power lines, good phone lines, good cable lines, good fiber lines makes a big difference on the customer's experience. Yeah, that's true. It just depends on how good it is, where it is. Yes, please share. All right. Poor infrastructure is not only the fault of Comcast. Well, Comcast is responsible for their line, so that's the infrastructure is theirs, so they have to maintain it, and they don't do a good job. They wait until it breaks. They wait until water gets in the line. There's so much jitter, and you can't even use it. The MOS drops, with is a what's my MOS again? Method of service score. I forget what the MOS stands, but it's a rating quality of the network. Let's see, Wesley's here, live and direct. TJ's here. How you doing, buddy? Oh, look, we got Caesar the Mall Cop here. Oh, damn, Ricky live. Yes, we are live, and you're out there driving your Segway out to the mall. Yeah, okay. The puppy dog is here. Look at there. Start the damn live already. My, you're so impatient. There, Borgen Grant 610103. I'm testing Mint Mobile and T-Mobile free trials, and Mint is crappier than T-Mobile at my home. For some reason, it's normal for Mint to be crappier than T-Mobile. Yes, Mint Mobile is basically an MVNO of T-Mobile. So basically, it's watered down. There's going to be throttling and all that kind of stuff. So you're not going to have the same quality of service as you would at T-Mobile, which you're not going to have quality service at T-Mobile either, unless you're just lucky and you're just doing browsing or texting. Yeah, it's going to work great, but some in most areas, the coverage is not going to be dense. the data stream is not going to be consistent. So it just depends on where you are. Now, T-Mobile has made some improvements in some areas and did some, actually upgraded backhaul and optimized the sites like they're supposed to. But I would say it's probably like 15, 20% of the country. And then we cover 62% of the population in the first damn place. So if you're in a good area where you got good T-Mobile service, you better go play that damn lottery. What do you think, Weasel? You think they need to play the lottery if they got good T-Mobile service?
Definitely.
Zero Cool, what do you think? You think they should play the lottery if they got good T-Mobile service?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Damn, the intro countdown was creepy. Should have saved that for the month of Halloween. Yeah, Halloween's almost here. I can't wait for winter. I can't wait to get this hot air out of here. Oh my gosh. We need a couple good, strong Arctic cold fronts to blow down here. Cool us off. Of course, then you guys up there in north are going to be mad because you're going to start getting snow. It's crazy. Let's see. Alex Cito Guzzles. Oh my, that's crazy. Yeah, we shouldn't have that on here. Yeah, that comment needs to be deleted. Where's all my moderators at? They didn't delete that? That one's a nasty one there. That's nasty. Lavendi's here. Fandom Freak, aka Mix, King of 9X is here. We are live, baby. Yes, PA Tech. Speed teching. Working the nursing home, right? Oh, God. Look at that ugly mug. I hear that Rocky got that money and got that new Jordans like me. Oh, God. Jeez. Oh, now we got Pinocchio invasion here going on. We are live and direct. Damn, look, his nose got longer. You guys think his nose got longer? What do you think?
He's just lying too much fraud.
Yeah, he's just lying too much. His nose is getting longer. Holy crap. Oh, crap. He can't even spell right. Hello, baby Yoda. Another channel member and an awesome moderator, always in here helping us out, dropping a hammer on the bad trolls. Now, the good trolls, we don't mind the good trolls, but I have to say a warning. Come on, good trolls. If you're going to be a good troll, be very careful what you say. Don't put things too nasty. It's going to offend our peoples in here. So, because, we're a higher standard than the Pinocchio standard. Definitely, for sure. Can't wait for my N77. Oh, he's getting upgraded too. That's right. Although it's not going to be done right. It's going to be done half-assed. They're actually doing a small cell, and they're not even using massive MIMO. They're using just a regular. They're using a 18 dBi band 48 antenna. So it's not going to have any range. You're not going to see 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8 miles range on N77 with that. You're going to see a mile, maybe a mile and a half. It's going to be kind of like, it's going to be done like the T-Mobile way, which I'm shocked if Verizon is doing that. But you got to understand, if they don't have a high market share in that area, they're not making a lot of money, they're going to spend cheap on it. So the good upgrades are going to happen when the high market share areas are. There we go. Thank you, baby Yoda. I like my band. Oh man. Yeah, it's not called that. It's S-band. Pinocchio is a liar. It's normal for Mint to be crappier than T-Mobile. I asked because Mint seems crappier than T-Mobile when comparing free trials of both carriers. Yeah. Well, you got to understand. I tested that T-Mobile crap, when they had that little hotspot they sent out to you for free to test it out. I tested that little hotspot. Of course, it was a Franklin hotspot. And it had a actually 10-year-old LTE modem in it. And it couldn't only do like 2 carrier aggregations, all it could do. So I don't understand why T-Mobile is so stupid that you're going to send the worst device out there to test their network when their network is already crap. And then you're going to take a damn device that's 10 years outdated and put it out there, and they're going to test that shit. They're going to say, I ain't switching to T-Mobile. This shit's garbage. Unless it's cheap and it works for text messaging and web browsing, then they're going to say, oh, yes, this is a great deal. Yeah, you only need 1 or 2 carrier aggregation for that. So, yeah, I can see that. You sound crystal clear. Oh, that's great. Oh, we got another super chat. Thank you, MS. Congratulations on your tower upgrade. Yeah, I would hit my soundboard for the cheers right now, but I am not on my computer at home, and that soundboard only works on my Windows. So for all of you that hate the soundboard, you're gonna love it when I'm on my podcast. But when I'm at home, then you're gonna hate me. But I try not to get too crazy with it. But the soundboard is fun. It does make the live stream a lot more interesting and fun. So that's my goal, is to not be crazy like Pinocchio. I just want to be fun, give you guys some entertainment while bringing you guys education on the wireless tech and all that good stuff. Make a live stream using your emergency cell phone signal. Yeah, that would be ultimate emergency test for all carriers. Yeah, got that right. Will you be evacuating for a hurricane? Well, it depends. It depends on what it is. If it's well, for me, let's see, the trouble is with me, now that I'm an operations manager for the company, I got a lot of work to do. So I don't even know if I can evacuate. But if they do evacuate to Old Keys, like if we get like a 10, 15-foot storm surge from a Cat 5, yeah, everybody's got to go. So, but even though I leave, I may have to go up to Miami and still run the company up there while he hits and destroys everything. And I gotta be. It just depends on how strong it is. It really does. But I'm really hoping we dodge it again, because we definitely don't want something big. Like we just had Irma like 5 years ago, I think it was, wiped it out. They're just still finishing up the rebuilding and stuff from that. So I'll keep y'all posted. Los is working at Boost tonight. Oh boy, I don't know. It devastated Puerto Rico. Oh yeah, I seen the foot and the rain. Did you guys see that 30 inches of rain? What do you think about that, Weasel? 30 inches of rain in the mountains.
That's wild.
That is wild.
I don't think I've ever heard of anything like that.
Yeah, I saw the aftermath pictures of that. It hit Puerto Rico pretty hard, but luckily that hurricane is headed out to the Atlantic Ocean, away from the coastline. So
Fiona's Fiona's going. It's going up to Nova Scotia. So it's gone. But we got to worry about the one that's developing off the coast of Venezuela, because it's developing there, and then it's going to go right across south of Jamaica, and then there's a low pressure system that's going to develop in the central U.S. And that front coming down off of is pretty strong, because it's in between two highs, the East Coast high and a West Coast high, and there's a low in the Midwest, and that front's going to come down, and instead of pushing it over to Texas, it's supposed to pick up that storm and hook it between Cancun and Cuba and us, somewhere's in that area like that. So the spaghetti models look horrible today. Now, yesterday and the day before it looked great, because it looked like it was going to go straight out. But them damn spaghetti models are making me nervous now. So
yeah, I love those spaghetti models.
Yeah, the European model is actually showing the storm to make landfall almost like Panky, but about the same spot Irma made landfall exactly. So that's kind of scary, which will give me 51-mile-an-hour sustained winds and gusts to hurricane winds here. So that's kind of ugly. So yeah, I don't like storm season. I'll be glad when we get all this crap out of our system. So we still got another month and a half to worry about here. Oh gosh, look at that ugly mug there. Ugh. Oh yeah, well, hopefully Pinocchio is healing up. I saw the article. I don't know if you guys saw it. If you're not on a Discord, if you go check out SMT's Discord, you'll see the article I posted. I saw an article in New Jersey. So I think he had some problems. So that's really bad. We're praying for you, buddy. I'm sure that was painful, however that happened. Watch the battery vid. Oh, yeah, the battery vid. Okay. My nose got longer today for all the lies I've been saying lately. Oh, yes. I ate a battery once. Yeah, we could tell by your face. Yeah, it was juicy. X70 modem should be out. We need a modem with AI. Well, as you know, the X65 does have AI in it. It has AI in it already. So the X65 already has it, but the 70 has even more AI. Yes, so it's going to make things even better. That X70 is going to make 5G come alive, especially when you start piecing together all these different bands and these different carriers, since it can do 4-carrier aggregation on NR. So that's going to be great, because we're starting to see a lot of these fake 5G bands getting mixed with the real 5G bands. So yeah, you need the best modem you can so you can mix them all together so you can get kind of a halfway 5G signal there. Pinocchio's here. I want to be a real boy. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's funny. 5G is a big computer glitch. Yep, it's been a failure up until now. There's Kazi. Please stop bullying me. Well, you bully. You're the bully. I'm not the bully. I love my N5 5 megahertz. See, that's just a waste of time. To put 5G on 5 megahertz is just stupid. It's crazy. I think it's stupid to put on 10 megahertz or 15 megahertz. Now, if you got a 20 megahertz channel and you put, NR on it, yeah, that's going to help you. So, Caleb, explain to us why it's kind of a waste of time to put those little small channels on 5G. What's the reason behind it?
I mean, I get why they're doing it. It's for carrier aggregation, right? But it's just squeeze as much as they can. But it's just not, if you don't have enough bandwidth, it's not really doesn't work out too well. You need to have a mix of both, your carrier aggregation and bandwidth, right? So the problem is if you try to put NR, on N5, let's say, let's take for example 5 megahertz. It's kind of like you have a water hose, right? That has got a lot of water going through it, but you're squeezing it so hard that only so much water is coming out, very little.
Right. Yeah.
So
what about the beamforming?
The beamforming. Yeah. Well, I'll say this:
you can't have any. You can't.
Yeah. The beamforming is going to work on your mid-band frequencies and your high band.
Well, yeah, the high bandwidth. Yeah.
High millimeter wave in mid-band, right? So.
Right, but band 2 and 66 and those are not going to work on it because you don't have enough bandwidth, right? Because you have, how many megahertz do you need to have at least to do massive MIMO beamforming? Is it 40?
No, it's well, it depends on what configuration you use. So
yeah,
if you're doing standalone, obviously it's going to take all of it. But if you're splitting it, it can do 20, but 40 is like the recommended if you can if you have enough. But 20 is the minimum.
So if you try to do 20 and carrier aggregate a bunch of them together on the same antenna, it's just gonna perform very poorly, right? You're not gonna get the full benefits.
No.
There you go. There's Austin's channel there. So make sure you go subscribe, watch him. Let's get him up to 1,000 subscribers. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a giveaway on his channel. Yeah, I'm going to come over on his. If he does a live, when he hits 1,000 subscribers, he can go live. I'll come over there, and he can spin that wheel, and I'll send the winner and celebrate $50 giveaway when he gets 1,000 subscribers. How's that? I appreciate all your support here on my channel there, Austin. You've been hanging out here for quite some time and everything, and you're trying to get your channel going, so I'm going to try to help you. Yep, God has blessed me with this YouTube channel. It's really growing now. Look here, I got 27 in the live. It's just getting better and better each time. So, yeah, it's time to help others, with their passion and grow and everything. So, good night, Ricky. You need to go to bed for the forecast models in the morning. I'm getting ready for this hurricane possibility. Yes, buddy, I hear you. Absolutely. If you're an Apple iPhone fan, make sure to find Technoid to be yes, Technoid is another really good channel. So Technoid is a really good channel. You go check him out. Latrell Jennings, he does a good channel too. He's been around for quite a while. He does a lot of reviews and kind of neat stuff. So his channel is called Eccentric, I think is what it's called. But yeah, he's a really good creator too, very talented. Yeah, he's very young too. It's really nice to see the younger crowd, do really well on these YouTube channels. It's so crazy. I mean, there's some people that's like, 18, 19, 20 years old. They're actually doing it better than me, and I'm just an old fart here, I'm all crippled and decrepit in the nursing home, and I can barely even do anything. And these guys are just making me look like I'm nothing, So their channels are growing fast, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah. I'll be sending you some forecast model stuff through Troy. Okay, appreciate that. Yeah, so there's a possibility you may have something that I don't have. So, but I'm a big weather nerd too. I'm officially a storm chaser trained and all that. I've been through many classes and storm chaser classes and all that stuff. So, and I have a giant resources of websites that I use to help me determine where the storm's going. The year that we had 4 hurricanes in Florida, I don't know if you guys remember that, we had 4 landfalls in one year. I predicted all 4 of them within, when it was like 5 days out, I predicted all of them within like 15, 20 miles. I was pretty close on all of them. So, and of course the weather, the National Hurricane Center, like totally screwed up 2 of them. It was not even close. Collective Rob's here. How you doing? The way our FCC works changes every 4 years. Depends on who's our president and which party has the majority of the power and why. Yeah, that has a little bit of effect to it, but not a lot of effect. I just think the FCC in general is just a disaster. Oh, you like the soundboard, but I think on his PC where he lives, yeah, it's on the PC. Yeah, they don't have the voice mod for Android yet. When that does come out, then you know I'll be using it, of course. So, of course. Jero loves AI. Yeah. Carlos really likes AI too. Yeah, he hates AI. But, you know, we're at this point where you got to have it. I mean, it's just so much efficient, you know. It's called return on investment. I mean, you invest this in this AI, it just makes everything perform so much better. And the smart computing end of it actually helps the engineers. Tell us, Caleb, how that AI actually helps the engineers do other more important stuff that AI can't do.
It helps on it helps. So AI helps with automation. So anytime that you can automate a task, or it also helps with machine learning as well, right? So anytime you kind of put the beautiful part about AI is you put the 2 and 2 together: automation, machine learning, and what we also call deep. What's called? I'm trying to remember what the acronym is. It's called the deep machine intelligence, or deep intelligence. So basically,
oh, okay, yeah.
So
nice.
so basically, basically, you know, as much as, you know, the AI and machine and robots can do, you know, like the better, right? The software, AI software. I mean, if you really think about it, what I've kind of got cooked up is if you can make AI work for you and make money for you, then you don't have to work again. So
heck yeah,
I might have to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah, I wish I could clone myself.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, because I clone myself and make them do all the work, and then I would just sit back and just party, and have fun and have a permanent vacation.
Exactly, and I think AI is designed to make our lives easier, right? So I
Yeah.
think I think
You know
I think. Go ahead. Yep.
You know what's the most fascinating thing about AI is when you insert it into beamforming, because you know, as the
Yeah.
frequencies are changing with cellular, we're going
Yeah.
from L band up to S band, you know, because we're going into 3 gigahertz band. It's microwave. It's more bouncy. The signal is blocked by things and it's bouncy. But using AI and this advanced beamforming, you can actually use it to your advantage, and you can
Mm-hmm.
actually make the signal go farther, because as it's bouncing, you can steer the beam. And then, of course, you're going to hear the return path. So you sweep the beam back and forth across the beaming it out towards the phones. And then when the phone hears that signal, it says, I just heard a beacon from 3.7 gigahertz. And it sends a beacon back out and throws it to the tower. The tower gets it and it goes, oh, we just heard somebody. And then that beamforming locks on them. So even though it's not a straight line path where it's going from the antenna line of sight to the phone, you're actually behind a building, but what it's doing is bouncing between the buildings, and it's actually curving. It's like playing ping pong. You know how these guys play ping pong and they bounce the ball back, and the angle of the paddle and the angle of the board, you're using all that to your advantage and stuff. That's exactly how beamforming is. And if you missed my live stream on it, last year I actually did a specific live stream talking about the holographic beamforming that Pivot 5G is using on millimeter wave. So it's pretty fascinating, all the ways it steers everything. So you can do this new technology and it actually fills the whole area in with signal. Whereas before you have dead spots. You know how you go into one spot and your phone drops down to one bar, and then your phone starts breaking up. You have to move to the left like 3 or 4 steps, and then all of a sudden you got full bars. That's how microwave works. So using the beamforming, it's all using it to AI and the beamforming and using it to actually propagate it better and everything.
Yeah, that's that's right. So basically, with AI and beamforming, it allows, the cool part about it is, yeah, you're right, Ricky, but it also allows for either a wider or a more narrow focused beam.
Oh
That's
yeah,
going
that's
to
true.
going to your phone. So, and the cool, I think the cool part is not just that, is and what I'm really actually kind of curious to hopefully have happen in the future is when the satellites, you know, when we get more satellite connectivity to our phones and stuff.
Yep.
I would love to see terrestrial and satellite carrier aggregation, right?
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, I just thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll make the handoff smoother too, because
Oh, that would be beautiful.
that's the
Yeah.
main enemy to a wireless signal out there is handoff. So when you go from one site to the other side, that's the worst part, is having to be able to have handoff from one to the other. And in order for that to happen, what do you have to have? There's 2
I mean,
things.
yeah. I mean, you gotta. I mean, there's. Well, I mean, there's a yeah. There's a
Well,
lot of
there's a whole
things.
bunch.
There's a
There's
lot
2
of things.
main
Yeah.
things. Yeah, there's 2 main things that I'm thinking in my head. Yeah, I know you're an engineer. You're already going beyond my head. So.
Yeah. I mean, what? Let me tell me
But
what 2
what's the
things are
2
you?
main things? The 2 main things is, one, you have to have density. So you have to have a
Okay.
strong enough signal from both sites overlapping so that you can have a good smooth handoff. If you have an interruption in data flow, then you'll have a drop, and then that'll kill it. And then the other thing is you just have to have the correct technology on both sides to hand off, because if they're not matching technologies, then you'll have a drop too.
So density and optimization.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, there's a lot going into hangouts, but yeah. I mean, it's Ricky's. Yeah, you're right. So it's pretty much those the 2 the 2 main things.
Yeah, we
What
talked 10 hours on that subject right there.
we could.
Of course, everybody would not know what we're talking about. They'd be listening and say, okay,
They'd
what's he
probably fall
talking about?
asleep. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd
What
fall
is the
asleep. They'd be,
what?
yeah,
What is
they'd
the
have to have,
what is the beam edge? What?
yeah, they'd have to have Pinocchio poke them with their nose to wake them up, you know.
Right. Yeah. But I think like I really love to see terrestrial and satellite carrier aggregation and handoffs to where, for example, and you can actually I'm just theorizing this in my head right now, right? Because that's what engineers
Right,
do. So what you can
Well, you know,
actually do is this. So basically, let's say if you have 3 towers kind of close to you, but your 2 towers are more near to you than the the 3rd tower. But
right.
it'd be nice to have the satellite based by a GPS carry that temporary load, and then we'll actually, because the satellite's got the GPS, right, and to actually have it hand off because it knows where the next neighboring site is. So, for example, if you're going a certain direction, the satellite will actually plot the actual sectors azimuths of the towers and
Oh,
actually be able
nice.
to, you're right, yeah, and be actually be able to hand off to the next site. I think that, to me, at least from a RF engineer perspective, would be a dream come true.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also a third factor in here we haven't really talked about either. There's also a third thing. Not only will we have satellite and then the terrestrial and our network, but we're also going to have Wi-Fi, because in the standards, remember when I talked about the new standard coming out, release 18, they're actually talking about Wi-Fi being mixed in with it. So then if you lose the terrestrial tower, you lose the satellite, you're indoors, you can actually connect to a Wi-Fi network that is operated by one of the carriers, because they can deploy that in there. So that'll be your third thing.
You know what I think that we need more of that's really lacking? Man, we need
Gas.
we have a lot of indoor Wi-Fi, but I want to see, I would really love to see, and they could use like 6 gigahertz for this. I really want to see outdoor
Wi-Fi.
Outdoor high-powered Wi-Fi in more places.
Yeah, well, I think that's a bad idea. But we just get Wi-Fi 6E, 6 gigahertz band, 7 gigahertz band. And, I don't think we should be blasting that stuff around the neighborhoods and ruining that new band we just got for future equipment, because Wi-Fi is crowded. Weasel, you're into Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Tell us about the crowdedness in Wi-Fi.
I mean, one of the biggest problems is, interference or enough
interference.
Bandwidth.
Bingo.
Yeah, you'll have
Channel
interference.
bandwidth too.
Yep. Yeah, channel bandwidth. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think there would be. If I had my way to do it, I would actually somehow make it. I would make it kind of like how like a GAL or a PAL would work, but have it just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how I would do it actually is I would set only just maybe, I don't know, like 25% of bandwidth of the Wi-Fi 6 devoted to like a high-powered Wi-Fi outdoors, and just make sure that you're trying to treat it like a GAL or PAL, so where your phone knows of that node, and you can connect to it somehow at high power outside. That's kind of like how I would do it if
Yeah,
which would be nice.
It's definitely going to be a big challenging thing. So
I don't know.
Like,
My gripe is, yes, we have a lot of freaking Wi-Fi indoors, but if you want to connect your Wi-Fi up to the thing is, if you want to connect your Wi-Fi up to the cellular network, your Wi-Fi has to work outdoors too. It just can't be like, inside of a Starbucks. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
There's got to be it'd be nice to have like a high-powered proposal, and you can actually treat like an outdoor Wi-Fi kind of like how your small cells are, but you can't. There's gonna be places where you can't put small cells, but places that do have existing Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Now, when you're saying high power, you're not talking about macro power, right? You're just talking about like small cell power, like 1 to 4 watts. You're not talking 30 to 60 watts like on macros. I'm not talking ERP. I'm talking raw watts.
Yeah.
Because you start blasting 30 to 60 watts on Wi-Fi, you're going to cause major. You're just going to blast everything.
It would be like small cell range.
And again,
so
because
like
that's all. Yeah, I mean that's all we would.
Spectrum in that, that's made for that high-powered range, kind of like how you have DFS Wi-Fi, but it's
exactly, yeah.
Explain to them what DFS is. We're talking alphabet soup here, so some of our viewers on the podcast here may not know what DFS stands. What does that stand for?
I will be honest, I forget what it stands
for.
It's
dynamic frequency sharing.
Okay,
yep.
There you go.
But,
basically, it's listen before you talk. It's the same technology that they use on band 48, where you get to priority license. So it listens first to see who's talking, and it hears the priority level, and it makes sure it doesn't talk over top of it. So it's just like when we're doing the podcast. There's 3 of us in here talking. So what we got to do is we got to listen and make sure that none of the other 2 are talking, and before we talk, because if we all talk at the same time, it's going to be interference and we can't hear anything. So it works kind of the same way.
That's what I'm saying. If you can develop an outdoor, kind of high-powered Wi-Fi small cell range with DFS on it for six Wi-Fi 6, dude, that would work.
Yep.
That would work. I would love to have that, because that way it just make the transition. If like there was nothing around but a bunch of businesses, at least you can hand off from like a business to a tower down the road eventually.
Like something along the lines of like your AT&T Passpoint Wi-Fi.
Yeah, kind of like it would be kind of like that, So I remember, I don't know if it'd be like like stringing a bunch of McDonald's together, and broadcasting it.
You. There, I'll make my own soundboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael says the Southwest is starting to slowly cool down. I'm enjoying it. Triple digits suck. Yeah, that's right. Carlos is saying it's nice and cool over there too. So
yeah, but here's the thing: the thing is that you can actually get this is already kind of happening in motion from a company called Freedom Fi. We actually buy your own indoor.
Yeah, I heard about them.
Yeah, and outdoor small cells. I actually looked it up and it hooks up to your existing internet connection. Like you can have fiber, and then
kind of like Helio.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, exactly, a little bit better, but yeah. So that's pretty much you create your own private networks, and you can buy SIM cards and stuff like that.
The only thing is that equipment that they sell to you is not very good equipment. I mean you're lucky to get like a half mile. It's only like down to the block. You get, like a half mile circle around.
It's
for
only
48. And it's not true 5G because it's 20 megahertz channels. It's watered down. You can't use.
It's only 28. It's only 28 dBm, and you only get like the maximum downlink is only 220 megabytes, which is not that much.
Yeah,
I still thought about doing it though.
yeah. I mean, that sounds good, but see, I think your return on investment's not going to do anything. So by the time you buy the equipment, and then you get a little bit of crypto for your time and trouble. But what they're not looking at is what your data use. So if you got to get gigabit data service and pay all that money, you're going to lose money. You're not going to gain any money.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And not to mention your electric bill.
Right.
Power the equipment.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I think the best solution would be this a GAL based DFS high powered Wi-Fi service. Because if you think about it, everybody's got Wi-Fi, so why not?
Why not take advantage of it? Yeah.
Why not take advantage of it? Put some Wi-Fi outside and it's a win-win because if you put some Wi-Fi nodes outside, it attracts people, business, it attracts customers.
That's right.
So I think, dang it, we should do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody hashtag outdoor Wi-Fi.
Pinocchio sent $2. Oh my God, a little spending money for the nursery home. Oh my God.
Wow. Wow, crazy. Pinocchio. Thank you for the $2 super chat.
Wow. Zero Cool. Verizon is doing 4x4 MIMO N77 on my site. Isn't that pathetic? That's that small cell that I was talking about up there that they're doing.
Oh, okay.
The pole can't take the wind load with all this equipment. So they're using a very small CommScope antenna, and they're using a band 48 port on the antenna for N77. Yeah, that's going to perform like shit, ain't it? It's crazy. Yeah. It's a concealed site flagpole is what it is. And it's in a rural area. That's kind of crazy. You would think they'd just put a monopole up there and just be done with it,
Yeah.
How many cell carriers do you use? Okay, who's that question for? Is that for all of us? I guess it's for all of us. Okay, for me, I have Los Mobile on AT&T and Verizon. So I have a line on each. That's what I use. I have tested Skunky before, but I just got rid of it. It just pissed me off so bad. I just got rid of it. I didn't even want to pay for it. So, but what do you use, Oracle?
I got Verizon. I have used Los Blue, and I have used T-Mobile as well. So
we won't kick you out of the podcast for that.
Okay. Thanks.
We'll let you slide by.
I've used all three. I used I used international carriers too. I've been to Canada. I used Rogers. Rogers is my favorite. Oh man, let me tell you, like in Canada, the towers are so high. The registers are so high. You literally walk into like a Walmart, and all the way in the back of the store, you get full bars. It's insane how good it is in Canada. Oh yeah, it's That's crazy. It's nice.
What about you, Weasel? What do you use them for? How many cell carriers do you use?
Oh, I have them all four, and fourth.
Oh, you got all four? Nice.
Yeah, so I go through. I travel for work a lot, so I kind of, put them all to the test.
Now, when you say all four, you're talking about
Dish,
red, blue,
Red,
Skunky
blue,
and
Skunky
Dish.
and
Okay.
Dish. Genesis.
Yes, I call it the Skunky there. Yeah, Skunky.
PA Tech asks, have you used Dish? I'm assuming that's for Zero Cool.
No, I have not. I want them to be more BYOD. Yeah. So, until that happens, and not just that, they need to have. I want them to have nationwide coverage. To me, it's yes, they got some markets, but I probably won't test them out until they got nationwide coverage.
Oh, okay.
To be honest,
Native nationwide.
Yes. Yep.
All right, here's a good question for everybody. Here you go. Trex has a question. What improvements do you want to see in phone? So in phones. So Caleb, what do you think improvements should we be wanting in a phone?
We've had a lot of audio codec improvements. We have grid screen resolution and whatnot. But the thing that needs improvement in my eyes is when you're doing video chat, we need a better video chat codec compression.
Oh yeah, that's
so true. It's not, blurry. And this
right.
And what I like to, what would be nice is no matter what video chat app you use, whether it's like Google Meet or Viber or whatever, to make it universal so it works across the entire operating system. And it needs to be lossless, right? So
right.
It's like it needs to happen.
Wow.
Because video especially needs to happen in the 5G era, because everybody's going to be relying on video more. Why we shouldn't have as clear as what your audio calls are. Right. That needs to be the same thing for video. Like, we need to make it happen. Right. Like, we shouldn't have any excuses of why it's
I think
choppy.
Once we get nationwide real 5G, I think that's all going to happen. We're 2 years away.
Yeah.
It's coming. Baby steps.
I think the other
steps up their ass and starts. We should have already had 3.1 gigahertz auctions. We should have had that done already, so that the carriers could start deploying that shit. I mean, we need a couple more 100 megahertz of that nice, good S band to be deployed for sure.
I think
What about you, Weasel? What do you think we should get for improvements on phones? What do you think?
Man, I think
improvements?
I mean, at the moment, I kind of see it as we're at a standstill in a way. Unless they can make some minor improvements, maybe some, I guess the speakers are pretty good, but make them a little better.
Yep.
I don't know, but at the moment, I think their phones are pretty, they've advanced. I don't know what else you could do other than, maybe some more processor upgrades or something.
Well, the main advancement I've seen that's already happening is the fold technology is coming out, which some people don't like it. Like me, I'm not a fan of the fold. I mean, I use DeX in my Jeep here. So I got a 15-inch 4K screen right here. I got connected to my Samsung phone. So I don't need no big screen. Now, I'm in a vehicle. So now if you're out in the office or you're always moving around, the fold would be nice because you can fold it up, put it in your pocket, or put it in your purse.
Cool phone. I have one myself.
Like if you're Pinocchio, you put it in your purse, and then you go where you need to go, then you get it out and you fold it out and Trick Donald's on the table, connect to their free Wi-Fi, and then you got the big screen and you can do everything. So the fold has its purpose for certain people and stuff.
Right. I do want, something I do. It's not really well, I guess we can call it phone related. I want better interoperability between Android OEMs, for example, like wireless power sharing or something that I want, I think Motorola, Samsung, OnePlus, they all need to get together saying, hey, how could our phones work better together? You can compete today, but compete as well. But just, it needs to be, if I'm trying to communicate with somebody that's using a OnePlus phone, what can I do? How am I supposed to work with them and you know, and be productive, you know, or you know,
Yep.
it's just that's what I like to do. So better, you know, better inter OEM communication with each other.
You bring a good
Oh
point,
yeah.
especially like iOS to Android too. I would like to see,
Yeah,
and
but
also
that's
Android to Android, sending,
I
files.
wish
But
that
yeah,
would
definitely
happen.
sharing sharing between the two operating systems. There needs to be some sort of an improvement somehow.
That'll
Oh
probably
yeah.
happen when Apple has a new CEO.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, if you're lucky. Yeah, but technology is getting better. The battery life's getting better. The efficiency is getting better. The modems are getting better. So yeah, we're getting some baby steps happening here. So it's getting better. But one thing that's going to help is once the technology gets smaller, everything's getting the processor. It wasn't too long we was at 7 nanometers, right? And now we're all the way down to
Mhm.
like 4 nanometers. So everything's getting shrinking down. The modems are getting smaller. The storage is getting everything gets smaller. So as everything gets smaller, then you're going to fit more stuff in the same size phone. And then the other thing is the battery tech, because once this lithium polymer stacked design comes out, the EV tech comes out, that's going to help majorly thing too, because it's going to be a lot denser battery packs, and you're going to have a smaller battery pack and put out the same milliamps. So that's going to be like
Yeah.
tremendously nice, because that's going to make more room for new stuff. What's the biggest thing that's going to be nice, where you have more room in your phone for stuff? It's called a multiple in, multiple out antenna.
Yep. Yeah, and
So yeah, so
yeah,
if you
but
have a bigger antenna module in your phone, then you can connect to satellites better and the cell towers better. So
yeah,
yeah, right now antennas are very limited inside the phone because there's not enough space. So the biggest antenna you can have in a phone is a 4x4 antenna. But imagine this: if we get the circuits and all that stuff small enough that you can do that, you can get everything to where you can put a 16 by 16 massive MIMO antenna in the back of the phone,
right.
or like the top half of the phone, and the bottom half will be your wireless charging, and that's be the two major components in the back of the phone. So can you imagine that, having that much MIMO in a phone in your hand? So I think we're going to see that in about 3 to 5 years. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree. I'd love to see that. Um, I think it's gonna definitely gonna happen. Especially with the advancements in modem technology, especially like the X70 modem, for example, it's going to connect to all the bands, at least all the current bands that we have now. Yeah, MIMO technology, it's going to be. I want to see, along with MIMO technology, of having the actual the uplink being able to select the best beamforming from multiple towers at
Oh
a
yeah,
time.
kind
It's
of like
one.
how the upload booster works. Like I did a live stream. Remember the uplink booster that I talked about, that
Yeah,
the,
it's
the
one
Nokia
thing
and
to
Ericsson having?
yeah, it's one thing to have the actual cell towers provide the downlink for the beamforming, but what about the actual uplink going from your phone to the tower, right? We need spatial beamforming.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and that to me would be a game changer, because we wouldn't have to uh with 5G standalone, we definitely want the goal is to have everything like fiber, have it be symmetrical. If your same downlink is the same uplink, that's the goal. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely going to make a huge difference for sure. PA speed testing says my T-Mobile site broke today. N41 has no data output, even with full signal. Has 150 to 200 megabits down. That's crazy. Michael says, I would like to see them build 5G to blend in with LTE, so 5G and LTE can coexist on the same tower and networks. Well, we kind of already have that. It's called NSA, non-standalone. So everybody was thinking about switching from NSA to SA, standalone. But now the carriers want to change that. So all the carriers says, no, we don't want to leave LTE behind. We want to always mix it in there. So now in release 18, they're actually making a 3GPP standard that's called SA with LTE, which I think is just completely stupid, because the whole purpose of standalone is it stand alone from that. It's 100% NR, and it's not using LTE. But now they're making it a back doorway where you can use the existing LTE shit, piggyback it in on top of the standalone connection, and give it a signal boost, which I think it's crazy and stupid. But that's what they want, and that's what they're actually experimenting now. As an engineer, do you know them doing that or anything? Or is it too early in the process? I don't think anybody's
hold on.
testing
I
that
had a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Just a bit ago. So, what's your question? I can answer it.
Let's see. Basically, the standalone system is standalone, and then you got non-standalone. So you have LTE and NR together. That's NSA, non-standalone. Standalone's coming out, which means they're kicking out the LTE. It's not going to be a part of it. But in release 18, there's a new section now that's going to be standalone with LTE. So they're actually letting the LTE old shit piggyback in on the standalone, not be a part of it, but just it's kind of like an aggregation. It's like carrier aggregate. You take two bands, you merge them together, you get benefits. So if you take LTE from the old system and you add it into a standalone core, not a non-standalone, but a standalone core, then supposedly they can still use their old tech and all that kind of shit. And if the phone can't do SA, it'll connect to NSA. But if it can do SA, they can do SA core, but have the LTE shit mixed in. Have you seen any testing on that yet? I think it's completely stupid to do that. I think it's dumb.
You gotta support the old phones, right?
Well, you don't have to. Just leave the old system, leave the old LTE system there for them, and just build out the new shit.
Right. I mean, it's gonna be more from an engineering RF and economical perspective to get that everything converted over, because basically you want everything running on the new core, because with SA, and then I'll tell you why it's better to do it this way, because you don't want two separate cores. It's just too much hassle, too much crap to deal with. Think about it.
Absolutely,
two cores for each site. Yeah, that's bad. So basically, if you do standalone with LTE, it's gonna kind of like work how the DSS works, but it's gonna be more
like a piggyback. It's like it's got its back door where it comes in and it's controlled by the SA, but it's not the LTE part's not separate. It's like they're just using the hardware and infrastructure and the software, and they're just blending it in to the backside of the SA, right?
Yeah, think about like, I don't know. Yeah. Just think about like, let's say if you're at a drive-thru, you want a cheeseburger and fries.
Oh boy, here we go with the food.
You don't order stuff.
Making me hungry.
You don't order stuff separately. You just order one combo, and it's all together. It's just all together. That's pretty much what it is. It's all it's all together.
It's like you go up to the drive-thru and you order your main food, your burger and your fries and all that stuff, and then you order your ice cream, your hot fudge sundae. at the same time, all at one time, and then you go and you eat your main food, and then you eat your sundae.
Yeah.
Instead of eating all your food and then going back through the drive-through again and then getting your sundae, because
Yep.
then you're making 2 trips. It's a lot more time, takes longer. Whereas you do everything in one shot, you get your main meal and you get the dessert too.
Exactly.
There you go. Carriers should seek revenge, blast all 5G over the airwaves, sit back with a bucket popcorn, laugh their asses off when the FFA gets furious. The future farmers of America is going to get furious? What are they going to get furious about? I think you mean the FAA, the Federal Asshole Administration. I think that's what you mean. Yeah, that FAA is like really screwed things up. Yeah, true. Oh, look, we got another super chat. Look at there. Thank you, Jason D, our channel member here. Uh-oh. I just heard somebody pop in here. Who's this? Oh, we got fake 5G in here. Who's that?
Fake 5G, huh?
We just got some. Oh, there we got. Oh, there's Urkel back. Yeah, we got fake 5G in here. How you doing there, fake 5G? Uh-oh. Big 5G's not talking.
Mic not working.
It's a fake
Well, we'll
mic.
see if they talk. But anyways, thank you, Jason, for the super chat. $5. Zero cool. So pretty much a better Comcast, Cox, Spectrum, Wi-Fi hotspots.
Well, I mean, most of those, some of those are outdoors. A lot of, it's about half. It's like splits like half and half indoor and half outdoor for the Comcast and, the Wi-Fi hotspot. But the cool part is that, in businesses, think about, they really need to get on board with this, with the whole Wi-Fi thing, because the towers, the small cells, your car, right? Your car's going to have 5G. It's not going to be enough. We're at a point, guys, for 5G and eventually 6G. We're not going to have to.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Said this 6G word. We're not allowed to talk about 6G for 10 years.
Well, I'm trying to make a point here. So with this increase in technology, there should have no gaps. I mean, no connection losses, no dropouts, no disconnects, right? And I think with the outdoor Wi-Fi, that could definitely help with that. But in the satellite, right? But we need to be in a time to where, we shouldn't have to have, drop offs and disconnects and stuff, because that's not gonna. Why would you? Is it? Let me ask you: is it really beneficial to have a high-speed terahertz connection and have it drop off 50 times? No, right? So you need to make something fiber. I'm gonna go socialist Dennis. You need to make something that's secure. That's secure and connected like cable or fiber, and have it be always on and always available, always ready, and never drop out. We need to make that for wireless, because if we don't, if we just still have these damn gaps, when 6G comes around,
right? Exactly.
We're in trouble.
So that's what I'm saying. We got 5 years until actual real 5G is mature, and then we got another 5 years after that until they've ironed everything out so it's perfect. And then the transition from 5G to 6G is only going to be just the frequencies. It's not going to be much. The tech's already there. The software's already there. It's just going to be using more repeaters, more small cells.
Yes, exactly.
And then putting cell phone sites in your car, cell phone sites on every building or inside every building, like a DAS. And then also putting a cell site in your phone. So basically your phone is going to be a cell site, because it's going to have the terahertz frequencies in it. And then it's going to piggyback. So if you're next to a small cell and you got all this gigabit speed hitting your phone, you can't use the whole gigabit phone. But your phone's going to sit there and transmit it 50 feet to the next phone. And then that phone's going to relay it, kind of like IAB, integrated access backhaul. And it's going to kick it off to the next phone using the terahertz frequencies. And it's going to daisy chain all the phones. So basically, you're going to have a mesh network of cell phones that are connected with each other, and it's going to choose the best path. So basically, whoever's got the best signal, got the best download speed, is going to be the main supplier, and then they're going to relay it everywhere else to cars. So it can go from the tower to the car, from the car to the phone, and then to the phone inside the building that's 20 feet away, and it's going to beam that shit in there. And then the phone inside, once it gets a good connection through the windows, then it'll beam it through the rest of the inside of the building. That's kind of like how it's going to be.
You know, eventually in the future, in the far future, there's not going to be any cell phones anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's just going to have I mean, we're already seeing this already with the VR headsets. Basically, what you're going to be doing.
What is that? Somebody taking a picture of me? Yeah, that looks like me.
Ricky. Who's taking a picture?
Who is that? Who's taking a picture of me? Oh, isn't that cute?
But you basically in the future, yeah, you're not going to have any cell phones or laptops or iPads. Basically, you're gonna have a headset that you wear that's going to be, 6G, 7G, whatever enabled, 10G, and you're pretty much just going to walk around, with the headset on, and eventually it's going to be, God forbid, it's going to be integrated into your mind, into your hands.
Oh yeah, the Elon the
neural network.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's eventually what's going to happen.
You won't need a display on your phone to look at, because the display will be in your head.
Exactly.
That's kind of scary, actually. Thinking that far ahead, that's all kind of scary.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't make a big old doom and gloom, but it's gonna happen faster than you think.
Mm-hmm. Bring your own devices coming. Does Los Mobile have a website? Nope, I don't think he. Well, he did have a website at one time, but he's not actually doing plans publicly anymore. He's pretty much only just doing plans to like channel members and friends and viewers and stuff like that. The trouble is, he tried to go public and go and actually be a full-fledged company, but unfortunately, people were like taking advantage of him, not paying their phone bill, and the trolls were getting involved and screwing things up in there. So they kind of ruined it for everybody. So unfortunately, the good thing got messed up there. So it's bad. We cannot ask phone carriers to launch 5G too fast. FFA, you keep saying FFA, Future Farmers of America? You're talking about FAA, Federal Asshole Administration, stood around with their fingers up their butts, radios with malfunctioning airplanes and doing it. Yeah, that was all big craziness. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, they slowed everything down. So iOS will never allow solid communication between iOS and Android because Apple wants to prevent users from leaving them for Android. If they make the two compatible, people may leave for savings. Yeah, that's true. Wow, that's the most truthful thing you've ever said in your life there, Pinocchio. Wow. Wow, that's weird. I think your nose just shrunk by 2 centimeters.
Yeah, I mean, I think Android, communication can improve, but yeah, Apple will never do that.
Well, basically, the only two things different between the Android and Apple is just each one has their own custom operating system and their features on their phones. They both do the same thing. They both make phone calls. They both send text messages. They both have a web browsers on them. They both they do the same. They connect to the same frequencies. And let's see what else. That's pretty much it. Both phones are exactly the same. It just, and then one has more features and newer releases out than the other, and the other one's better on battery life because of this, and this. So, I mean, it's 50-50 divide. You got 50% of market share likes Apple, and the other likes Android. So it's half and half. So I don't think it's ever going to go away. I don't think all the Android people are going to say screw you unless they do something to them to make them mad. Then they'll all go to Apple. or the Apple people may think them mad, and then they all dump them and go to the Android. As long as both sides make good advancements, do everything right, don't screw the customers and all that stuff, I think it's going to continue to grow. I think it'll be both sides will just continue to go equally on both sides. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I don't. I see, Apple and Android existing for
Yeah, me
a
too.
long time.
Yeah, he says we need Androids that don't heat up so quick. Yeah, well, Android has been really trying hard to, they're using the vapor chamber cooling in the phones. The S22 came out with that. Well, the S21 was the first phone to come out with it. S22 came out with it too, but still, you got to remember, you got a small phone, okay? It's got a small surface area. You got all those electronics packed up inside that phone. There's not much space for air or anything. You can't put too much metal in there for heat dissipation because you're going to make it feel like a brick. And then you're going to walk around like Pinocchio with no belt on, and then your pants are going to be sagging in the ground, and then everybody's going to see your buns. Nobody wants to see those buns with a pocket so heavy that it's pulling your pants down. We don't want to see that. So either you got to wear a belt or lighten up the load on your phone, because there's some people walking around with a heavy phone in their pocket, You put it in your back pocket, they're walking around, it looks like they got a loaded diaper. I mean, this was like, hey, go get rid of that stuff. Oh, no, that's not a loaded diaper. That's my cell phone. So there you go. So, yeah, but as the processors get fast, the memory gets fast. Everything's getting faster. The screens are getting faster, more resolution. They're making them brighter now so you can see them in the daytime, like the S22. It has a nits of like 1,800 nits. Now the Apple 14 just come out. Oh, okay, we're going to make ours 2,000 nits. So now it's very super duper bright. So that's good. So now you can see the screen in the bright sunshine, and that's the whole purpose of it. So when you start doing stuff, you're going to create more heat. The brighter you make it, the more heat you got. The faster the processor, the more heat you got. The faster the modem is, the more heat you got. So that's the problem is they're trying to do a balance between making things faster and better, keeping the phone size down and small, and yet get rid of the heat and all at the same time. It's not like you could put a big 5-inch fan on the back of your phone to cool it off, right? You just can't do that. So yeah, there's a balance in tech. It's going to get better. It's going to take a little time, and then of course everybody's mad. Samsung throttled the phone back so it wouldn't overheat. So I understand. You buy a phone, you want it to go super duper fast. It's like buying a car that's capable of going 200 miles an hour, and when you go to the racetrack and you open it up at the track, and it only goes 100 miles an hour because it's governed. Yeah, you feel ripped off. You feel cheated. What do you guys think?
I mean, yeah, it's phones will get
Well, how would you
better.
like it if your nice, pretty Mustang? How would you like it if it was governed at 80 miles an hour? Would you be happy?
I mean, no, I don't think anybody would be happy to govern anything.
Yeah.
But I think that the phones we need to incorporate some type of somebody needs to figure out a different technology when it comes to cooling. Something besides the vapor dispersion.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, the vapor chamber cooling was a good idea,
yeah.
but it's just not working good enough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think I don't know.
I mean, the only thing you could do is put an air conditioning inside your phone. Put a little mini compressor in there and cool your shit down, But you can't do that either because it's going to use a lot of battery, and then you defeat your complete part. I mean, what good does it have a phone if it goes dead in like an hour because it has to cool itself down from overheating? It's crazy.
Yeah, I wish someone's got to, I don't know. You have to do some type of trade-off between the military specs of the phone
Monopoly money
and the cooling, right? So, I think.
Hello, Gene.
Yeah, I just think it would be nice to introduce some type of cooling mechanism I don't know. I
Yeah,
have to
believe
think
me,
of
they're
something to
working
do.
on it. The research and
Yeah.
development teams are out there trying to make it happen. They are. But
Yeah.
until then, we just gotta, just deal with the heat problem we have. And your shit starts heating up, just find some air conditioning real quick, or do what Carlos does. He throws his phone in the freezer, which I don't think that's good for the phone because when you take computer circuits that's at like 150 degrees and you put it in to where it's like 20 degrees, it goes from hot to cold too fast. A lot of them circuits could crack and get destroyed. And then
Condensation. Yeah.
not to mention when it's cool and then you take it back out in the humid environment, you get condensation on the inside of the phone. And water inside the phone is going to damage circuits. So it's not a good idea to do this rapidly from hot to cold back and forth like that. So
I think. Yeah, there's got to be some element, some cooling element that. Actually, I have an idea. Take some moon dust and put it in there. That'd be nice. The moon's cold.
oh yeah, moon dust. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some metal elements out there too that's naturally cooler too, that actually dissipates heat. There's a few elements out of it, so they're expensive as well. I think copper isn't copper like the number one heat dissipator.
Yeah.
I think yeah, because I
Yeah.
know in our amateur
Copper.
amplifiers you got a copper plate in there, and the whole purpose of that
Right.
because it draws the heat from the
Yeah.
transistor. Oh yeah,
Yep.
speaking of amplifiers, since did I tell you that my amplifier blew up? My
No.
Mercury 3S 1 kilowatt amplifier that I bought.
No,
It was
really?
$2,700 for this amplifiers, and I built it. It was a kit. So me and my hand buddy, we put this together. We soldered all the parts together. We built the whole thing. It came with a case, so it was like a homemade kit. And you put all the pieces together. You solder some wires and coaxes on there, and you do the whole thing done. Well, what it was doing is the emergency protection kept going off and tripping it. It kept tripping it. And there was nothing wrong with my standing wave, and my antenna was good. The electric going into the amp was good. Everything was good. Couldn't figure out why it kept tripping. It's like, I don't understand. Well, then all of a sudden it tripped, but then when I done it, it blew up. So the transistor, it has a LDMOS transistor, and it blew that sucker out. Now, when you took the case off, look in there, you couldn't even tell it was blown. Because most transistors, when they blow out the top. So you get the big burnt spot up there. And so oh, the transistor's toast. It just burn out,
Mm-hmm.
But this one looked completely fine. So I sent it back up to them. They tested it and said, yeah, your LDMOS is blown. They took it off the thing and looked underneath it. It blew underneath. And he said it's the first time they've ever seen one do that before. So I don't know if it just got too hot or what happened, or it just wasn't seated properly, or there was a surface area that was too close to it, and I don't know what it was, but something was close enough to where it was arcing over from the transistor to the copper plate and the paste that you put on there.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Heat dissipation cement or whatever it's called.
Heat sink paste, yeah, cement.
Yeah. So that's what helps to do. That gets you a better contact between the item that's hot and transitioning over from the paste over to the copper plate, and then down to the heat sinks. And then the fans blow across the heat sinks and dissipates the heat. And that's how you get rid of it. That's how you do it with amplifiers. But unfortunately, with a cell phone, you can't do that. You can't have heat sinks. You can't have big copper plates. You can't have all that shit. So the vapor chamber cooler was the next thing. But yeah, since they sent my amp back, it's been working great. It's not tripped once. So I've keyed it up. I even pushed it. I pushed 1,200 watts of it, and it didn't trip up or nothing. I mean, it just worked good. So
Nice.
that's my damn luck. I get, I had the worst luck in the planet Earth. I buy new shit and then it just ends up being broke. So I wasn't surprised when it happens. But now it's working good. So my next step, I think I'm going to put a base antenna up at the nursing home and then put all my equipment in there. And then I'm going to remote control it through the internet. So I'm going to get a new radio. So either like a Yazoo 991 or some other kind of radio that I can connect to the internet and remote control it easy. And then I'm just going to run a kilowatt from their home on my decks, and I can keep up with my headset, and I'm going to do that instead of having it in my vehicle. It's just such a pain in the ass to have all that equipment in your vehicle. Then when the sun comes in the window, you got to worry about it getting hot. You got to worry about somebody stealing it out of there and all that stuff. So I'd rather just have it at home and do the remote link. So that's the future in amateur radio too, is the remote link up everything.
Right. Yeah.
Jason D says, I agree with the Wi-Fi thing. Would be so useful.
Uh-huh.
Places like work lack cellular. Yeah,
Exactly,
indoors is the hardest place to get coverage. You're right. But the Wi-Fi doesn't even support Wi-Fi calls. Yeah, that's the problem too. Wi-Fi calling just is not the most optimum thing, and the handoffs is horrible. Sometimes it won't hand off. Like, I think if you go from a cell site into your house and you got Wi-Fi calling, once you connect to Wi-Fi calling, I think it'll hand it off. But then when you're on the Wi-Fi call, you walk outside and you lose the Wi-Fi network. I don't think it hands off to the cellular network. I think you get a drop call, if I remember right. Is that what most of the time happens?
It's a hit and miss for me.
It hands off for me, or both ways.
Oh, yeah. So the technology is finally starting to catch up. It's about damn time, you know. Yeah, that's great. So, okay, so we got a question here. Could UC carriers make a deal with cable and fiber to use their Wi-Fi hotspots for data?
I mean, they kind of...
That's a good question. Kind of like how Xfinity does the Spectrum.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like what's happening already, but in reverse.
Oh, so Verizon's using other people's Wi-Fi to connect to, and AT&T's using Wi-Fi from.
Well, I mean, I'm talking
Comcast
about like Spectrum Mobile or Xfinity Mobile. I mean, it's just.
But what Trex is saying, could you see carriers making a deal with cable and fiber to use their Wi-Fi hotspots? So like Verizon using fiber at a commercial place that's over their Wi-Fi, or like AT&T
Probably
fiber.
not. Probably not, to be honest.
I think we have enough advancement in the 5G tech and the new frequencies. If the FCC would get off their ass and give us a couple of hundred more megahertz, I think would be good. Because can you imagine if we get 200 more megahertz for the carriers to play with?
That'd be nice. Can use it.
I mean that 3.1 gigahertz band would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because as we get 4 carrier aggregation, then you can use 4 different bands. You can use 3.7, 3.4, 3.1, and then a low band as just a help for upload, you know, for cell edge. But massive MIMO is getting so good. I mean, think about it. What happens if 3.1 gigahertz comes out, and then Ericsson says, "Oh, well, we're gonna do a new antenna, 128 by 128 split mode, 128 receive modules on one half with a 90 dB isolation in the middle, and then you transmit on the other side with 128. So you got totally separated 128 by 128 multiple user massive MIMO with beamforming and high sensitivity. Can you just imagine that up on a tower site on 3.1 with 100 megahertz on it? Can you imagine how well it's going to work? And it could probably hear a cell phone indoors 4 miles away. Do you think that's possible?
I mean, anything is possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible Pinocchio could stop bullying, but, you know, I don't think that's a possibility, but, you know. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. All right, we got Justin in here. Hello, I think someone ruined it by using over 1.5 terabyte on Los besides not paying. Yes, you are correct. The abuse.
Yeah, so I commented a little later down, but yeah, it was actually over 30 terabytes.
Yeah, I'm trying to
30 terabytes.
I'm trying to catch up on the comments here. Yeah, we're just kind of trying. When I see a question, though, I'm trying to get it out there before we go down. So, because this is a question answer live stream or podcast like tonight. So, I heard something like that when we came to Los Mobile. Yep, and I wish phones had the unified inbox like BlackBerry did. That's the only thing I really miss about that phone besides auto retry for messaging. Yeah. Well, actually, on Gmail, on your Android phone, there's a place where you can click on that you get all your messages. Like me, I have like 10 email addresses, and basically I click on all inboxes. Basically, it merges all the inboxes in one from the latest one all the way back. and I can see all my emails like that. Or I can click on one Gmail account, click on just that inbox on that account, and then read those. So we kind of have them features already. I don't know if Apple has anything like that. I hope this winter will rain and snow hard, almost to the point of flash floods, so that by spring, Colorado River system will be full at the top of the dams. Oh my God. See, what you're not understanding though, the government, well, here we go. I got to be careful what I say here. There's a thing called misinformation that they don't like, and YouTube will take your channel down. So I don't think we're going to cross that road. I don't know. We're not going to say that on here. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, Michael, but I'm not going to go in that direction with this podcast because I don't want to take it down. So, but, you know, it doesn't matter how much snow and floods and water it is. They're draining the lake to fill the ark with water. That's all I'm going to say. There we go. Hello, Anthony. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you in the podcast tonight. Wesley, just okay. Was a terabyte? Yeah, terabyte. Woo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
can you imagine 30 terabytes? Is
I wanted
crazy.
to add on to that. They definitely must have been either torrenting consistently,
yes,
or running constant speed tests in front of a millimeter wave node.
Yeah, that, or they're actually hooked up to like major data servers and shit.
If they were, I did some math to kind of see, to get an idea of what would have been going on. They would have had to have at least 300 megabits consistently if they were running 24/7, downloading or doing something. At least 300 megabits. So it could have been even faster and happened in a less shorter time. But that's
right.
That's so rough
basically, how many gigabytes in 24 hours a day would that be? If you do 300 per second. Well, what's the 24-hour gigabyte? Well, you would divide that 30 terabytes,
roughly a
divided by 30
a day, because
holy crap!
If they were using roughly 30 terabytes in a month period,
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
that just blows my mind.
And it could have been fat. They could have been using more. They could have had more than a 300 meg connection if they were in front of a millimeter wave node or something.
Okay. Anthony says he met a lady today while working at the bank who used to work for Crown Castle while they were acquiring real estate for tower sites during the 3G, 4G eras in the San Francisco Bay Area. Cool. I think he meant conversation for sure. Okay, cool.
Probably, yeah.
Yep. Yes. Yeah. I figured that out. Yep. There you go. Yeah, you can almost like figure out words and stuff like that. That's just ridiculous. Yep. Exactly. That's abuse, and that's what makes it harder on everybody else. I've started a little tech project myself, setting up my Samsung Smart TV to function like a PC. Oh, there you go. That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, you know this, right? If you have a Samsung phone, you can hook your TV. All you gotta do is there's a little box a USB hub. You plug it into the phone. That's what I'm using right now on Dex for this live stream. My Note 9 is plugged into the hub. My keyboard and mouse is plugged into the hub. And then I have, 100 watts of power plugged into the hub. And then I got 100 watts also going into my 15-inch monitor, 4K monitor. And then there's an HDMI cable going from the hub to my 15-inch display. So that's pretty much done. And you could do that same system on your TV. So if you have a Samsung phone that can do DeX, you can set this same thing up and then plug the HDMI cable from your TV into your USB hub. And with your keyboard and mouse at your kitchen table, you can sit there and actually use your phone as a computer right across your TV screen and big screen. You can do that.
I think any standard USB-C hub with HDMI and USB ports works.
Yep. So it's a pretty amazing thing there. The technology is getting that good that you can do that. On BlackBerry, your SMS, BBM, what does that? Emails are all together though. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I had a BlackBerry back in the day. Yeah, I did have a BlackBerry. And I actually had the first Nextel BlackBerry when it came. It was called the i7100, I think is what it was called. So yeah, when that first came out, I was the first one to test it out in the Nextel store that I worked in. So it was really cool. That i71 was an amazing little phone. I think it was nice. The only thing is, I wish I had a better screen on it. But yay, we're talking about in the 90s, though. Technology wasn't. Was it the 90s or 2000? I forget what year that was. I worked there in the cell phone store, but yeah, but the i71 was great. It had the Nextel walkie-talkie phone feature. It had the full keyboard. It had the screen display. Oh, it was great. I love that phone. That thing was amazing. Everywhere I went, people would look over and say, "Oh, look, he's got the Nextel BlackBerry." They all come flocking me, say, "Hey, can I see it? Can I hold it? Can I touch it?" I mean, it's just crazy back in the day when that new tech come out like that. People just like, it's just like having a Dodge Charger Hellcat and you pull in a parking lot, it becomes flocking up, say, "Oh, can I look at it?" They're just fascinated with new tech and shit.
It was Crackberry, man.
Yeah, Crackberry. That's what they used to call it. That's right. The good old Crackberry. That's right. Besides that, great stream, guys. Keep it up. Well, thanks. Draining Lake Powell and Lake Mean is the dumbest thing in person. Well, it's not dumb for the government. Zero Cool, will you be my friend? Pretty please.
I'm everybody's friend.
He's everybody's friend. All right. So we caught up in the chat there. You guys got any more questions or anything for the topic tonight? Let's see. What can we screen share? I know Weasel can share his screen and some. So maybe we want to look at. I don't think there's anything new on the N77 map for Verizon. Is there any new areas that anybody's seen since the last update?
Nothing
I don't
I'm
think
aware
there's
of.
any. I don't think there's any new areas in there. I think I did see some new spots in there. When I looked at the other day, there, like around Georgia, I saw a couple of new spots over there. So probably across the whole area, I've seen about 10 to 15 sites per state that I've just seen like extra. So I think they did update a little bit. So if you want to share the old, all right, oh, it's midnight. There we go. We just hit midnight. Yep, streaming or podcasting, I should say. I got to go get the right terminology. Podcasting for an hour and 43 minutes. So we're going to pull up the. Oh, are you using the map, the full screen Verizon version map? Did you hear about? Are you want to send me that or?
I just hit F11. Is there another way to go full screen?
Yeah, there's actually a dedicated website that. Let's see. Let me put the link in here. Oops, the wrong button. Yeah, somebody sent me the link. I can't remember who sent it to me, but somebody sent me the link for the Verizon map, so that it loads up in full screen right at the beginning, so you can kind of see things better. Let's see. Let me find that link here. I know they sent it a while back. Let me see. Oh, geez, where was it? Well, that's not it. Maybe it's in my Twitter. That's probably where it is. I think that's what somebody sent to me on his Twitter. I don't even remember who sent it. Let's see. Was it Tim that sent it to me, maybe? Let's see. No, it wasn't Tim. And it wasn't you. Oh, I think it was PA Speed Tech. I think he's the one that sent it to me. I think. Let's see. Maybe it was him. Nope, wasn't him.
All right, I got it. Someone posted it.
Oh, maybe it's Chain Fried. Yeah, that's who's saying. Chain Fried is one that sent it. You got it?
Yeah, I found it.
It says gismaps.verizon.com, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Okay, you got it. Okay, cool. All right, let me get out of this Twitter. Get back in the stream. Okay, here we go. Oh, here, let me take this membership thing off so you can see better. Okay, where is that here? Oh, the banners. Okay, here we go. Leave the ticker on. There we go. Take that. Okay, there you go. All right, yeah. So just take us a tour around the country. Let's see if there's any new. And anybody here in the live stream, if you got an area of the United States that you want to look at N77 for Verizon and see how it's expanding, and see if anything's becoming closer to your house, we'll pull it up and take a peek for you here, though. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Will Verizon win 5G? They most certainly will. Yeah, Verizon has the best plan in action. They got 200 megahertz of 3.7. It's all contingent, and they can put that 200 megahertz on the N77 panel because that panel can handle 200 megahertz of spectrum at 320 watts raw power, not ERP, but raw power.
Look at this,
And
Ricky.
take full potential of the massive MIMO. Here, let me see. Here, let me make it. Let me get rid of this size. Since it's a podcast, you're not seeing our faces anywhere. There we go.
This is kind of crazy. This is Michael's area, but you can just see that beam pattern like really.
Oh yeah. You can see that. Yeah,
really well.
that line of sight. Yeah, where it goes far like that. Yeah.
I kind of wonder if right here there's some sort of maybe mountains or something.
Yeah, that means there's some kind of object that's blocking the signal. So that just shows you just one building between the antenna and the future or the most distant line of sight spot can knock the signal down. Yeah, so that's pretty amazing how it does that. Now you got to remember these maps are a little bit exaggerated. Now I did notice that they tweaked the maps. The last time when we did the podcast, I noticed they tweaked the maps because some of the areas here in the Keys, it was overstated. It said N77 went like to this point, and when I went to that point, there was no N77. So like right there is a perfect example. Basically, it was like continuous overlap, but they fixed it. See how the highway is covered almost? That site has not been upgraded yet. So that's why, but see, if you're on the road, that's light of sight. See, before that was totally connected, and now it truly reflects what the coverage is. So
this is a true.
At least, yeah, that is really how it is. Yeah. So Verizon's finally trying to get it even better and everything. So they keep turning it up. And down in Marathon, they got 2 new sites down in Marathon turned on too. You go way down south, halfway down the island, you can see Marathon, those 2 towers. So yeah, that's 2 towers covering all that. So that's 2 towers. And the towers are about 3 to 4 miles apart.
Wow.
And the sites are 300 foot high. And then you go down to Big Pine Key, and down there at the bottom there, down there at the main highway, that's where the tower's right down there. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, right where the highway crosses there. And so that one antenna is pointing north. Look, it's covering that whole area. That's pretty impressive.
That's wild.
Yeah, and that tower there is a 150-foot monopole. But when I get my Maverick 3
over here into Summerland Key.
Yeah, that tower's not turned on yet, so that's still LTE. So that is all coming from Big Pine Key. And then down here you got 3 or 4 towers down here, or 3 towers down here.
Key West.
Yeah, there's actually 5 towers on Key West for Verizon.
Like this is your way out. Your only way of is this road, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, it's one way in, one way out. Yeah, that's the way it is in the Keys.
How long, out of curiosity, is it to get from
Key West to the county line up there where Dade County is?
Key West to like
the county line.
Yeah.
It's to there. That's like 130 miles.
Okay.
So we have a county that's 130 miles wide, and long and a half mile wide. Some areas of our county is like a little wider than that, but the majority it's like.
How long would that take you to get down from?
Oh, it takes about 5 hours. From Homestead to Key West is about 4 to 5 hours.
Wow.
If you go the speed limit. Speed limit's 45 most of the way down. The stretch that goes from Homestead down to Key Largo is 55. And then down 7 Mile Bridge, the speed limit's 50 or 55. I can't remember. I think it's 50. And then there's a couple other sections down there. It's like 50 and 55. But then when you get to the populated areas, it drops to 45. So but no place in the Keys is higher speed limit than 55. Although some of these jackasses like to go through here 85, 90 miles an hour. Wow, look at all that millimeter wave. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, and I heard Verizon's added another 5,000 millimeter wave sites just in the past 30 days too, which is crazy.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? 5,000 more sites across the United States? That's crazy. Of course, each site doesn't cover very much, but... All right, so let's check the chat here, see what we got. Okay. Oh, Greg says Buffalo is lit up. Oh, let's check out Buffalo. Buffalo, New York. I guess that's a new area for Verizon.
Maybe not on the map just yet.
Oh, it says he said Buffalo's lit up.
It's possible the towers are lit up, just no map has been updated.
Oh, okay. So it's getting close, but it's not quite there.
Yeah.
Michael says Verizon's big in his area. Yeah, he's in California. Yeah, it's really, they got a lot of stuff going on over there. Anthony says Bay Area just got densified on Verizon N77 map since the beginning of September. Okay. So there you go. The Bay Area, I guess that's what, San Francisco?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and there's the link too. If any of you all want to go to this map and look at it. And also there's a way that you can enable the extension in Chrome on your web browser at home on your PC. It won't work on your phone, but it changes the color of millimeter wave to dark color so you can see. It won't work on phones, but it works on your PC. So that's pretty cool. And what I want to know is when AT&T is going to have N77, a color of N77 on the damn map. And actually, AT&T just needs to remove the 5G that they got on there now. The fake 5G needs to be just removed off the map. Same with Verizon. Verizon needs to take all that fake 5G and remove it. Same with T-Mobile. The N71 should be removed because it's fake 5G. Only the high capacity stuff. I think you should have at least a minimum of 100 megahertz of mid-band on a massive MIMO. And when you have that done and you got enough backhaul to support it, then you can call it 5G. And then you can put it on your damn map. See, that's what I think the FCC should get off their damn ass, start making some standards, and holding these carriers to standards, because this whole maps and icons and all that's a big shit show, you know. Because AT&T maps are really overstated. The magenta maps are overstated. Yeah, there you go. San Joaquin Valley. There we go. And Anthony says, check Hayward, California. There you go. And Anthony, how do I view millimeter wave on the Verizon map? Oh, okay. Does anybody have the link to post in there for that? I might have it. Let's see. Let me see if I have it in my database here. I think I got the link. I just have to hunt for it here. It's a Chrome extension download is what it is. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, yep, I got it. I got it. Here we go. I'll just post it right here in the chat. Oh, let me do it. Control V. There we go. All right, there it is. So if you want to do it, hopefully that comes through where you can do that. That's the Chrome extension. You install that extension into your Chrome browser on your Windows PC. I don't think it works on Apple or Mac. I don't know. Does anybody know if that Chrome extension works on if you use it on your Mac device?
It should work on both Mac and
okay, because I didn't know if you could load Chrome Windows on your Mac. I don't even know, or if they force you only use Safari. I don't know much. I'm pretty much Apple stupid, so.
Yeah, Chrome is compatible with Mac.
Okay, there you go.
So
there you go. It just won't work on Android or iPhone on your web browser yet. Maybe somebody will figure out a way to do that. So there's the link. Okay. All right, we still got 19 people. You guys all awake in there? And if you've been watching for over an hour, you can talk in here. Once you're there for an hour, let's see if we got some new. Well, it's gonna be hard for me to open it up. No, it does not work. Only PC or Mac. It doesn't work on iPhone or Android browsers. Maybe in the future they'll figure it out. I'm using Chrome operating system and it works on there too. Oh yeah. Oh wait a minute. So you're talking about Chrome operating system like on a computer?
Like a Chromebook?
Like a Chromebook?
I'm guessing he means Chromebook, and if so, yeah, it should also work just
Yeah.
the same.
Who is deploying N78? Nobody in the United States. N78 is not in the United States. That band is overseas. Yeah, and that Bastion website, yeah, that's an international website that shows international coverage of who's doing that. So yeah, maybe. Well, see, I really don't care about what's going on in the rest of the world, but my channel is RFK Tech USA, so I'm just going to keep it in the USA. So keep it in the USA. And then we got. Is it working on? It is working on my Chromebook actually. Oh wow, okay, nice. I just wish it would work on my Android on Dex. That would be happy, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. All right, so any guys there on the live stream, if you want us to look up a N77 area, there's no point in looking up anything magenta because the whole damn map is magenta. They painted 99% of American population as having 5G, which is fake. So no point even looking at that. It's all fake. So what else? What else are we talking about here, Caleb? Are you still in here, Caleb? Okay, yeah, I'm still here. Maybe you fell asleep. It's like 12:15. You're probably like wigged out and stuff.
Man, I
know I started the podcast kind of late, but
I'm debating. You know what? I'm debating on whether I should make some coffee or not.
Well, it depends. We only got 17 viewers left, so we lost a few people. I know it's late and everything, so. But yeah, we'll stay on here as long as you guys keep talking and answering questions and stuff. So yeah, we're just. I mean, what other news we got? I mean, SMT pretty much covers all the news articles that comes out every day. So I don't want to really repeat what everybody else does. I like doing things unique on my channel. I like just taking things that like tech wise out there and just talk about it and discuss it and explain how it works, because pretty much the news worthy stuff is just already out there, and the rumor mill. I mean, we could sit here and talk rumors on the S23 for hours, which doesn't really mean anything because nobody knows what's going to be. And I hate that because they'll say, oh, it's going to have this, and then it doesn't come out, and then it's a big letdown. Then everybody goes, oh, Samsung's horrible. Oh yeah, just because somebody made a rumor that this feature is coming out and then it don't come out, how the hell is that Samsung's fault? It's crazy. But yeah, so it's nice to see that everything's spreading around the country here, and I have yet to see 100 megahertz of N77 for Verizon yet. I haven't seen anybody post any screenshots of it yet. So, you know what will blow my mind is if my home site, when they turn it on and I look at the service menu and it has 100 megahertz of spectrum on N77, it's going to blow my mind, dude. Because then literally I'll be like one of the first markets to have 100 megahertz. Although right now, if you go look, Weasel, if you go down there to Fort Myers and Bradenton, those areas are 100 megahertz markets. So those areas got 100 megahertz. So it just matters somebody going down there and actually just with their phone. Yeah, right there. That should be 100 megahertz. Right there. That should be 100.
Nice.
So But we got to get somebody that's in that area that knows how to go to the service mode. And here's the other thing: if you're on Verizon, you can't go to the service mode because they have it blocked and restricted. But there's a workaround. You can download a file and unlock it on your phone. You can do that. So I think we've shared the link on a past live stream how to do that too. Maybe we should do that again. Do you think we should do that again? I don't even remember if I have. Let me look and see if I have that link. Let's see. I think I do. I might have the link here saved on my little information page here to unlock the service menu on. And also too, with that hack you can do, you can also unlock the band select. So you can actually go in and select certain bands. So if you want to test out and see how N77 does by itself, you can actually select it and connect to it. Now, I'm not promising it'll work, because if the tower's configured for N77 to be 100% download and the upload is coming from band 13 and 66 and those others, then if you block those out, you may get 300 or 400 megabits down, but you will get 0 up, which means that'll be bad. Let's see. I'm looking for that link in here. I don't know how far back I gotta go.
I'm doing it, bro. Making some Costa Rican coffee.
Yeah. Oh, Costa Rican coffee, yeah. I already drank all my coffee. Mine's gone. My Dunkin' Donuts with hazelnut and French vanilla and coconut cream. Yeah, it's gone already.
Nice. Yeah, might as well, man. It smells so good,
I'm looking through here. Oh, yeah, I bet it does. I'm looking here for that link. I haven't seen it yet, so no, I don't see it. I think somebody sent it to me in Twitter. Let me look in Twitter. One of my employees just texted me. Respond back to him. Okay. Okay. Let me look at Twitter. Twitter. Now I gotta remember who sent it to me. Sent that link to do that. I think Carlos sent it to me. Let's see. Let me look. I think it was a while back. No, that's not. It's not there. No, I don't remember where it is. I mean, you could probably do a Google search for it. Did you guys find it?
What is it? What are you looking for?
It tells you how to unlock the service mode on Verizon.
Oh yes,
Because I did it and it works on my S22 Ultra. It works. So right now I can go in my service mode right now. So what? Well, I can't change. You guys will lose me if I do anything on my phone right now. That's the only thing bad. I have to stay on here with StreamYard on my phone. Otherwise, if I leave away from the browser, then I lose the audio. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, checking my phone right now. My phone is nice and cool. I mean, it's just a little bit warm on the top, but my phone is nice and cool. It's not too bad. So far live streaming. And then let's check the Note 9.
So I sent you a
the Note 9 just a little warm.
Post that on the
okay.
YouTube chat.
Oh, you found it? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. It's not letting. Okay, here we go. Copy link address. Put in the comments and post. Oh, I gotta do Control V. Well, thank God for Control V and Control Z or C, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to copy and paste certain things in certain places. All right, there's the link, guys. There you go. If you have Verizon on your phone and you want to be able to go in the service menu, which you do what? *#0011#. If you do that, here, let me type that in there. So after you do this, This is what you do. Let's see. Star pound 0011 pound. There you go. Oh, wait a minute. That didn't work.
What was
Oops.
that?
Yeah, what is that? I didn't type that. Oh, the shift key didn't go in for some reason. Okay, there's star pound 0011 pound. Let's do it again. There you go. All right. So there, that's how you do it. So what you do is you follow that step. Now to do that thing, what you got to do is you got to have a data cable. You got to plug the data cable into your computer. You download this file. There's a file on here that you download to your computer. The instructions are in there, so it tells you step by step how to do it. And then you got to go in your phone, and you got to go into a menu in your phone. You got to turn the developer menu on Samsung or Android. There's a developer mode in there, so that explains you how to do that. Turn the developer. You go in there and you turn one setting on, and then when you plug it up, and then you click on your computer to do it, and then it downloads the thing into your phone, and then it unlocks the service mode. Then once you're done, then all you gotta do is just do the star pound 0011 pound, and the service mode comes up. And if you got dual SIM, it'll say SIM 1, SIM 2, or you just click on whichever SIM you got in there. When you click on it, then you'll have the service mode in there. In the very top, it shows you your base LTE connections. Shows your signal, your RSRP, shows you what band you're connected to. It shows. Do you have a screenshot of the service mode so we can show them?
Yeah, give me 1 second, actually.
Okay. Yeah, we'll show everybody what that is. So even if you guys watch this on the replay, you can do this too. So yeah, and then we'll just go line by line. Now I don't know everything about the service mode. Caleb maybe once you get some coffee in him, he goes into high power mode.
I feel like I gotta. Can I give a quick shout out just really quick on the channel?
Yeah.
Anybody that loves coffee, this is where I get my coffee from. Go to boldcupcoffee.com. That's boldcupcoffee.com. These are so with this business is a local. They're a local brewing company that's brewed fresh coffee. You can get coffee from Brazil, Ethiopia, Peru, Colombia, Honduras, Kona, Hawaii coffee, which is nice. Kenya.
Oh, yeah, that's good coffee.
Jamaica and geisha coffee.
Jamaica me crazy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they got the best coffee. So it's just everybody, I know Ricky, I know you drink coffee. I drink coffee. So
yeah, I love my Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, please support this business and so that they can keep on doing what they're doing, because I've not found any better coffee than
that's pretty cool.
It actually comes from it's actually sourced from wherever you get it from, like Jamaica or Brazil or what have you, and it's made fresh and shipped to you. I'm looking at mine right now. It's actually from Costa Rica, and it's nice. It's absolutely amazing. So
good stuff. All right, so now we're going to explain the service mode.
All right.
Yeah, of course, with that, you're going to have to zoom in quite a bit.
That's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, you can't see it on. And I'm looking at it on a 15-inch screen, so I know people on their phones are going like, I can't see that. All right, so start at the top there. Okay, so, yeah, just go line by line. Yeah, so...
Yeah, so
zero cool. You need to educate me too, because I only know some of this stuff on here, but I don't know too much on it. So
so
just give us a lesson here.
This is your star pound 0011 menu. Up
Good
here,
service
you've
mode.
got your HPLMN, which is basically like your carrier's public land number.
Mobile network.
Yeah.
Public land. That's your
mobile
public land mobile network.
And then your serving is whatever network that you're actually connected to. Now AT&T has 2, so it kind of gets confusing. But let's say you were roaming, this would be a different number as well than this number. Like if you're on T-Mobile, it would be 310. Am I drawing a blank? 310, 240?
310, 240.
Yeah, so T-Mobile would be 310, 240, but then you're roaming on AT&T, and it would show here like 310, 410.
Okay.
I'm not sure some of these different markings here. For example, though, this is
I can look into that. So your TAC is your tracking area code. So basically, what that is if you're in a given area, it'll tell us what area you're defined. For example, you're in a cluster, you're in a metro area of these sites, or you're in a cluster of 20 of these sites over here, stuff like that. So different area. Think of it like an area code of area code
of towers. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Like a market share. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Yep. What else we got here? We got okay, obviously band 12, that's the band number, your bandwidth, how much bandwidth, your PCI.
Yep.
It's your physical cell ID, so that's basically
that's
identifies
your main connect band, yeah.
The PCI ID identifies
the sector direction.
The sector, it does your sector. And also
now how's the numbers picked? Is the numbers coincide with the direction that is pointed?
No, it's usually it's some are like auto PCI, or some of them are just numerical. Your FCN, that's your frequency channel. It's your channel identifier.
Okay.
RSRP, RSRQ, signer. Those are pretty self-explanatory.
And then your PC MIMO tells you what MIMO is configured. So if you got 2x2, it'll show there. If it has a 4, that means 4x4. So if it's on band 12, of course it's 2x2 because that's low band. Now you go on the old or the mid band, like 66 or 2. If the antenna is configured for it, have 4x4 MIMO. And then of course if it's N71 or N77, I mean, it'll say 64 in there. But that's going to be 5G, so it's going to be later on down. I don't know if it shows the MIMO in the 5G section.
It just should.
The TX power shows what your phone's transmitting to the tower, right?
Yeah, Kurt. Yeah.
So 22 dBm is like a quarter of a watt. Half a watt, maybe. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
There's a whole chart that tells you dBms per watts and shit. So, but all that's in milliwatts. So, and then of course the upper layer, I don't know what that is. The DCNR. Oh, now we're getting into 5G shit here. Okay, so if this was 5G, which you probably don't have one that's got 5G, do you?
I'm looking for one. I know I've got one.
Yeah, because that way we can explain the 5G one. Wait, you don't? Come on, Weasel. You don't have 5G in your area?
I do, but it just so happens to be that all the screenshots of service modes just don't have a 5G.
Yeah, so if you're in AT&T, you can go into service mode, no problem. It's just Verizon that locks you out. And with T-Monkey Mobile, you can go into service mode too.
All right, so here we go.
Oh, we found one. Okay, there we go. Look at there. All right. So your SINAR, what's the SINAR there? Explain what that is.
That would be your signal to noise ratio.
Right.
So, yeah, really.
Higher number is better?
Yep.
Or lower number is better?
Higher numbers are better in this case.
All right. What about RSRP? What is that?
That's basically your received signal.
Right. That's a signal you kind of got from the tower.
With that one, a lower negative number
right.
is better.
So if you see like minus 70, you're like right underneath the tower. If you see minus 125, you probably got 1 bar. Barely hanging on. And then, of course, I don't know what the SSB is. I don't know what that is. The RSRQ, that's the quality of a signal, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So basically, RSRQ is received signal referenced quality.
Okay.
Reference signal received quality.
Okay.
Basically, what that is basically that includes all the power, okay, including any additional channel noise and any coefficients related to it. So that's everything.
Oh yeah, there you go. Pull up the chart. Yeah,
And that's
great.
the perfect chart to use. So that's the perfect
So
chart.
glad we got
Anything-
Weasel in here for the podcast. 'Cause
Yep,
I
anything
can't do
lower
this from my mobile. Yeah.
for 80 for RSRP. Yep.
There you
That's
go. That's a nice chart there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So look at there, -100. That's when you're in T-Mobile territory.
And I believe your phones will actually read up to a 30 SINR. So the
Oh,
30
okay.
is even better, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. All right. So what's ARFCN?
Oh, the BLER. That is the
That's the frequency, right? Or is that a
No,
little
the BLER is your error rate. Is your error rate. BLER is your bandwidth, your error rate.
So should that should be a lower number, right?
Yeah, the lower number is better for that. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And then of course your
your-
NR band says N5, so it tells you what band it is.
so your
Oh,
your
there's
PU,
there's the PCI right there. It says 330.
Yep. So your PUCCH, that's your. I mean, that no one's. I'm not even going to explain that because no one's going to understand what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
You can
Yeah,
look it
that's
up
no
for
problem.
yourself. It has to do with PUCH, just RAS sequencing. Ricky, you can look that up. You might know. Say look for redundancy checking and RAS
Yeah,
sequencing.
find some N77. You got a screenshot of N77?
Let's see if I can search it. If nope, Google's not that smart.
Oh, that's some good ass coffee.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I kind of wish I had some more coffee right now.
Here's
I need to
some.
buy that. I need to buy that. I used like when I was in West Virginia when I worked in the oil field up there. I used to bring this big thing where I could put a pot and a half of coffee, and it's got the pump and top, and it squirts the coffee out. It keeps it warm. And you just squirt it in your cup, pour the coffee cream in it. I used to drink that whole thing in a pot and a half of coffee every night, man. Good stuff. Wow, you can't find no N77?
There you go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, N77. Yeah, look at there. So there's your bit
This
error
was,
rate, and then
This was actually some AT&T N77.
oh, AT&T. Look at that.
How
Look.
about that?
Oh, you got
Even
band 66
better.
of 10. Your main connect, and then you got N77. You got 40 megahertz. And then let's see. And here's another thing too. If you look at the PCI on the main connect, so the PCI up there, so that's showing that you're connected to that. So that's where your LTE is coming from 63. Now, if you go down to the 5G part, if it says 63, it's on the same tower. But look at this. This is on a different tower. This
So
is
your
using the dual connectivity mode.
Your SSB is so what that is basically it's your synchronization signal block. So what that is
Oh,
it
yeah.
uses PBCH channels, and basically that's telling your phone the difference between like a TDD or like an FDD signal, has to do with like time domain or frequency domain
Right.
positioning.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that's what that is. But I mean, a
Well,
lot
there
of
you
this
go.
stuff is, I mean, the only thing that you really need to pay attention to as a user is a couple things. Is just your PCIs,
Yep.
your SRP, your SINR, and your
know if that.
RSRQ.
Yeah, because if everything on there is all together on the same PCI, then you know all that's on the same tower. But if it's N77, it's got a different PCI. That means it's coming from a different tower nearby. And then you got down there CC, NR number CC. That's carrier aggregation, right? For NR.
Yep.
And then of course, then you got your bit error rate, 5.53. And then if you go down a little bit more, then there's a section. Oh, they got your bandwidth, 40. and then your status LTE plus NR, so it's non-standalone. And what's nice about this, it shows you the weakest signal from the panel and the strongest. So that's how beamforming works. So basically, it's going to send the signal to that 84 to your phone. Because obviously, you don't want the signal that's 129 from that antenna on the panel. Because remember, it's massive MMO. It's 64 by 64. So you got 64 transmitting to you and 64 receiving back. So basically, this calculates and shows you the strongest signal and the weakest signal. So without beamforming, that just shows you how bad your signal might be, standing in the wrong spot. And then you got your 5G transmit power there, 24 dB. And then we got paging cycle. I don't know how that works. Oh, there it says CA not configured. So if you had carrier aggregation on, like you have N5 and N77 together, like N5, N77 may be your name and then or your main one, and then N5 will be your carrier aggregated. So that'll show up on there.
So here's
So
a T-Mobile standalone carrier aggregate.
The paging cycle, all that is basically your UE, which is your phone is telling, basically just tells the tower, hey, I'm here. That's all that is. Saying hello, hey, I'm here.
It's kind of
That's
like
all
a
that is.
beacon, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Say, looky, I'm here. Beamforming this way.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Did you find with some carrier aggregation on?
Yeah, so here's a T-Mobile standalone service mode.
Oh
So we
God,
have
fake
N41 plus N71, and also MIMO enabled on the NR side, so you can actually see your individual values of the MIMO.
Oh, okay.
And I forget because there's an extra value. Maybe someone in the comments knows, but I think you subtract a number or subtract something, and you get that the proper value for each
Oh, okay.
MIMO.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
But it's once you get into that one of those 7.3 menus, which you got to be careful in. But yeah, can enable MIMO, and you can enable 256 QAM on the uplink.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Qualitative amplitude modulation.
That's it. Look there, N41, 40 megahertz, and go down a little bit more. Does it show any carrier aggregation on there? It should say.
Yeah. So this one has
there it goes.
40 megahertz channel of N41.
Oh, okay. So there. Okay, so it's got 40 of there. What's up above there?
100.
Oh, 100. Okay, so there you go. There's a perfect example of a carrier.
Yeah. So
100 plus 40.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
All right, and then of course you got your signals there, so your minimum, maximum signals, and then.
And let me pull over another screenshot here. Sometimes that second carrier doesn't always aggregate in, and you can tell by the RSRP value that would be under it. From my understanding, if it's not there, that second carrier is not actually really like locked in. So you can come back here to this one that I have, and there's not a RSRP value.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Second carrier.
Cool. All right, there you go. And then, of course, down below the NR part, then you go back to the LTE part, and that has all the carrier aggregation for LTE, which will be SA or S1, S2, S3, S4, if I remember right?
Yeah.
You probably have to find one of them and show them that.
Let me go ahead and.
So basically, on the service mode, the top is going to be your main connect LTE on the non-standalone. Then in the middle is going to be your 5G stuff. And then in the bottom will be your LTE carrier. There you go, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Your S2, yeah, there you go. So your second carrier is band 2 at 20 megahertz. Then your third carrier, S3, is band 4, 10 megahertz. And then that's it. That's all you got.
Yeah, that's all I got on this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like me right now, I'm on Verizon right now, but if I was on AT&T right now, it would show 5 carrier aggregation plus 15 megahertz of N5. So you have 50 LTE carrier aggregated together and 15 of N5. So it
I
gives
think
you
it's
65 together total spectrum.
it's
That's why you get
important.
400 speeds and 100 up.
It's important to pay attention to the ULCA, which is your uplink aggregation. So,
Oh, okay.
I was on
Oh,
your.
yeah, the upload carrier aggregation. Yeah,
Right.
that's
It was on
starting to
the.
happen now too.
Yeah. So that's it's good to have. It was on your other screen where it said that, by the way. Right there. Yeah. So,
Oh,
pay
okay,
attention to
not
that.
clear. Okay.
Right. So if your tower has, obviously has it configured, that will light up, and you actually see whether it's like a 2x2 or a 4x4
Oh, nice. Okay.
for your
Cool.
uplink carrier aggregation. Yep.
And that pretty much sums that up. So there you go. So for you fans out there, if you really get into like looking up what's going on the towers and when you're doing speed testing and see what's going on. So now if you got a Verizon line, you can unlock this service mode. You can go in there, and then you're going to be able to see the carrier aggregation, and you can see how much bandwidth you got of N77 as they're deploying it. And of course, if you already have AT&T, you can unlock it with that same menu, because AT&T doesn't block it. So if you got AT&T, you want to look and see what the bandwidth is and everything, and just see what you're connected to, then you can see all that stuff. So yeah, so we are glad to all educate everybody about this and make everybody more nerds, because we actually need more wireless tech nerds out there, don't we, Caleb?
No, we don't. Just have
We
everybody.
don't.
Just have
What do
everybody.
you think, Weasel? Do you think we need more wireless tech nerds out there?
No, I think everybody should just start doing landscaping and gardening and just say the hell with cell phones.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm proud to be a wireless tech nerd, actually. It's actually kind of fun. So.
Yeah, I am too. I think
Yeah.
there's to me it being in technology and just technology in general, it gives it gives a sense of how do I want to say, like, it gives a sense of
Satisfaction for what's going on out there.
right, but yeah, that and it gives a community based humility, to say, hey, this is how stuff works. This is how I can help someone make their life, make their technology better, and you
Right,
really,
exactly.
I cannot tell you how many times when I used to in the RF world to say, hey, I got this tower turned up for you, or I got this carrier added for you, or the spec I operate. It really I'll tell you, when I was working at a tower, and it had LTE only, and I was owned by on the land. I was on a customer's property. He was a farmer.
Oh, wow.
And he wanted his tower faster. He had a business to run. I'm like, well, I'm trying to get, I'm working as fast as I can to get AWS and PCS up on the tower.
There you go.
And I got it done, configured, optimized, tower corrected the whole shebang ahead of schedule, probably about 3 months. About 3 months ahead of schedule for this customer, for him, because it's on his property. He was a landlord, right? And
nice.
he ended up taking me out to like a $500 steak dinner.
What the hell? Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, just because of that. So
the perks of being an engineer. That's pretty good.
It definitely helps, to know technology and making, into better people's lives, So.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's the code again, right there. *0011#. So you can do that on T-Mobile or, well, Sprint's gone, and you can do it on AT&T. Verizon, you can't do it because it's restricted, but we give you the information. So you just follow the directions on Reddit, and you can unblock that, and then you can look it up on Verizon too. And we kind of explain you how the service mode looks, and what the things do. So here, that helps the wannabe nerds out there that wants to become like us someday. So, but that's why we bring these podcasts and live streams. That's why we do this. We just like helping people with knowledge, so that they can make better decisions on, and also know when their carriers are screwing them over. Because just like a garage, if you go get your vehicle worked on a garage, if you don't know how your car works, you don't know about parts, you don't know how they do things, a garage can take advantage of you. Let's say like you take your car won't start. Okay, it goes click, click, click. So you take it to the garage, you have it towed in. They go in there and they look at it. They call you on the phone and say, "Oh, okay, it's gonna cost you $1,000 to fix it." And you're saying, "What? $1,000?" They said, "Yeah, because you need a new starter, and then you need your computer's bad, and
Your alternator's bad.
Yeah, your alternator is bad, your battery's bad, your starter," and they just replace all that shit. And in reality, you know what the problem is? You got a loose battery terminal. The wire's loose is connecting to your battery.
Faulty wiring.
And that's,
You got some corrosion
one
on your battery
faulty
terminal.
corrosion too. Yeah. So, and they take you for a ride for $1,000 when all you got to do is put a new battery terminal on there, which costs you $5 and you can do it your damn self. So that's what we're saying. If you know about what you're dealing with, you can make better decisions about your wireless carriers and know when they're screwing you over too. So that's the whole purpose of this. So. All right, let's go through the comments and see what we got here. Catch up on the comments. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's the Beanie Guy. Hello, Beanie Guy. We got Michael saying my phone is on Xfinity Mobile. Verizon, the code failed. Xfinity Mobile must use a different code. No, when you're on Xfinity Mobile, you're MVNO with Verizon, so that falls in there. So it's blocked. So it says not allowed. So if you're trying to access anything that's Verizon network based, even on an MVNO, it's going to be blocked. So yeah, if you do that little trick to your phone, yeah, you can unlock it. Oh my God, a dentist sighting. We are all saved. Oh. Dennis, get on this live stream, bro. Oh no. Dennis, are you experiencing the T-Mobile outage? Oh, I didn't know there's a T-Mobile outage. Holy crap. No service?
Yeah, PA's N41 started not working, and then I think his phone
was skunk-a-doodle-doo, PU. Damn, I wish I had my sound effects right now. You know what I'd be doing. This is crazy. Damn it, you just reminded me. I think I missed the show this week. Stetson and Dennis Best. Yeah, they were just live earlier. Yeah, make sure everybody goes and checks them out. Yeah. Yeah, Stetson has a really good show. Does a great job. It's back. Oh, good. Good. You know you're a nerd when you get excited over the Samsung network service mode. Yeah. That explains it. My phone is a Motorola. I researched the code later. Yeah. Yeah, some phones have specific service modes on there too. So, yeah. I do not like outside activities very much in the summer. You crazy. Triple digits will cook your goose. That's right. We'll cook your goose. Well, see, we don't have triple digit heat here in the Keys, but we do have triple digit heat indexes because it's so humid. So the heat index is nearly 100 every day, and some days it reaches 106, 108. Now, mainland up towards where Zero Cool is, he'll get up to 95 degrees, and then with the humidity, yeah, he'll easily make 110, 115 heat index every day.
Bro, it hits one.
I lived in Fort Lauderdale. Man, it was so hot up there. The only time you got a break is if you lived on the beach in Fort Lauderdale and you got the sea breeze coming in. Oh, that would cool you down. So that's where I live. I used to live on the beach. So, Ricky, can you clip the service mode explanations into a separate video? That's easy to reference. Oh yeah, let me try to do that. Yeah, so I haven't tried that before. I think all I gotta do is just go to YouTube, right, and just download the video to my computer, and then just edit it and just clip it out, right? I think, and then I can upload that into like a separate video. Yeah, I mean, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never.
Terminology you can look up on the service mode, and just if you're unfamiliar with it, you can Google it, you can ask a friend.
Yeah, I have to try to do that. Yeah, I was thinking about going back to some of my old live streams and stuff, and like the highlights and comments, and just making. They're getting ready to monetize short videos. So when the shorts become monetized, I think I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to go back to a live stream, and I'm going to clip out a whole bunch of pieces take 1 3-hour live stream and make about 15, 20 shorts out of it, and then just start posting like crazy. So I don't know if I should do that or not. I would do a poll right now for that, but I don't think I could pull the comments up and make a poll right now. Because I'm doing everything on the decks here, so I don't want to change my screen up because they already kicked me out once on here on the stream. I had to re-enter back in here because my browser refreshed. When I came back in here, it refreshed my browser and kicked me out. So do it for your fellow nursing home members. Yeah. Yeah, my nursing home members. Yeah. Zero Cool, do you have a YouTube channel or Twitter?
No.
Nope. He's in the dark. This is his YouTube channel right here. Every week. He's my co-host. Yeah, we're going to put you a beanie on as a co-host. Put a beanie on your head.
I'd rather wear a toque. No, I'd rather wear a toque.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
You don't? A
No,
Canadian?
I don't know what that is.
A Canadian toque?
No, I don't know anything about that. No, I don't know.
Yeah, look it up.
I don't get out. I don't get out much. They don't let me out of the nursing home very often. They try to keep me in there. They say I'm crazy for some reason. Let's see. Off the grid, bro. Yeah, off the grid. All right, so we've been on here for 2 hours and 37 minutes. Is anybody else? I got 20 people watching, so any of you there in the comments, I mean, we still got the N77 screen. If you got a air, well, we did have it. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, you delete it. Well, we can bring it up if you need to. But anyways, if you got anything you guys want to talk about, any more questions, want to talk about AT&T upgrades or anything like that, Verizon upgrades, Skunky upgrades, we'll talk about anything you guys want to talk about. So yeah, just post it up there. And
I'm good, man. I got a second win now. It's coffee.
lucky Ricky, go home and to a pretty nurse waiting to give a massage. Oh yes, she does really good. Yes. Oh, my nurse is awesome. I love it when she gives me a sponge bath too. Yeah, she gives really good sponge baths. I'm not going to go in details. I don't get demonetized or get my video banned. That would be horrible. Nurse!
Giggity.
Make me some coffee. Yeah, I wish. I already drank my coffee. I drank the liter of water already. I didn't want to drink too much water during the live stream because then I have to stop and piss every few minutes. So I'm going to do that. The thunderstorms didn't. There's thunderstorms heading this way, but I guess they all like dissipated because now I see some lightning to my southeast, but I haven't looked at the radar. Let me look at the radar and see. Oh yeah, it's midnight. The computer model update's coming up too. So computer model. Where's the radar here? Radar. Here's the radar. Let me look, see what we got out there. Percolating, because Fiona is going northbound, so we got a little bit of northerly flow from there. Oh, it looks pretty quiet out there. Yeah, there's some stuff over the ocean and everything. Oh, let's look at the computer model. The computer model's out for the hurricane. Let's see. Well, that hurricane is coming here. Is not even born yet, so. But let's see. Here's the midnight update. Okay, here we go. I'm going to look at it right now. Oh, so it's really over the coast of Africa. It's got a closed circulation now, so all it has to do is just develop a low pressure. But it's 85-degree water, so we know it's going to happen. It's in the middle. It's south of Puerto Rico. And let's see what the computer model takes it. Oh, it takes it west, and then it curves, goes across the tip of Cuba, and then it turns. It comes towards, right straight towards, where's that at? Let me zoom in on the map here. Let's see where it says it's going to go now. Oh, it's going to Tampa. Oh,
Oh, boy.
snap. So it's going to miss Key West. It's going to be west of Key West, but it's going to hook, and it's going to make landfall across. Okay, what is that? Yeah, Tampa Bay. Oh, no. Fort Myers. Yeah, Bradenton and Fort Myers in that kind of area. And then it's supposed to keep on going inland, cross over Orlando, and come over to your house, Zero Cool.
Okay.
Well, kind of. That looks like St. Lucie County. Martin County, St. Lucie County. Then it's going to exit. That front is supposed to catch it and then do this and hook it. And then it's going to go back north directly towards Savannah, Georgia, make a landfall again, and then go into Asheville, North Carolina, and Tennessee, go to West Virginia, and then up to Chase's house, piss on him a little bit, and then it's going to be gone. So that's what the computer models are saying now. And then there's another low. Oh, this is not good. Another low down there trying to form. So there might be another one behind that one. So, well, there's the midnight update for that new storm. I guess the storm's going to be called Hermine. Is that how you say it? Hermine? Hermine? Or they say Hermine? Hermine?
Hermione.
Hermione.
Hermione has got a big hiney or something like that. I don't know. That's crazy. Wow. Well, I like that track it's supposed to take. That track is a good track. That means it's going to be way west of Key West. That means we'll get some good rain, and feeder bands, and wind and stuff, but we shouldn't have hurricane winds, tropical storm winds. So, but it's still too early. The stupid thing hasn't even formed yet. So we got to look at the spaghetti models too.
Spaghetti models.
Yeah. So one look at the spaghetti models and see what. There's another weather app you go to called windy.com is really good too. And you can click on the wind fields, and then you go down the bottom. You can toggle between GFS, which is the U.S. model, and then the other model is called ECMU. I think it's called EMC something. That's the European model. So those are two of the most accurate models for weather forecasting. So all the rest of the spaghetti models are just all kind of because there's 15 total computer models. But the US and the GFS, and then there's a third one, I think it's called CMC. I forget what that is. But those three are the three most common ones. So yes, so I'm hoping it's going to miss us. We don't need no darn hurricane, that's for sure. All right, let's see here. Any more last comments? I guess everybody's tired tonight. Talk about nationwide Verizon millimeter wave. Oh, no. Well, I think we'll get nationwide millimeter wave on all, 85,000 sites that Verizon owns? Macro sites? And to do millimeter wave everywhere, you would have to have probably, 500,000 sites across the whole country to do it right? 500,000 sites? That's just never going to happen. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't think millimeter wave's ever going to reach to the urban areas. The suburban areas, the countryside. I think all the major metro areas will get densified with it. So pretty much all your high density populations will have millimeter wave. But the rural areas are going to be counting on N77. I mean, think about it. 200 megahertz of N77 is going to be amazing. You're going to have gigabit speeds. And then when it goes standalone, then you're going to get the low pings too. You're going to get 5-6 second pings. And then, if the FCC would get off their damn ass and launch this next auction, Verizon might buy up another 60 or 100 megahertz of that, and then they could put a second N77 antenna up there. Of course, it won't be N77; it's going to be a new band number. Knowing the FCC, they'll name 3.1 gigahertz N77, which is outside of the even frequency band of the international damn N77. Knowing them jackasses. And then the vendors won't have no way of making equipment because it's 3.1 gigahertz. It'll be way too low. It'll be outside of band. So I don't know. The FCC just makes me want to vomit just thinking about what they do. So, but anyways, just think about that. A second panel with 3.1 on it. So you got 200 and then another 100. So 300 megahertz of spectrum spitting out of that tower. Can you imagine the speeds coming out of that thing? You'll have 3-4 gigabits coming out of there. And, you know, as the X75 modem comes out, then the X80 comes out, and the X89 or 85, it's only going to get better. So wireless tech is going to get bigger, better. The technology is going faster. So we're going to have plenty of podcasts coming up in the future, plenty of live streams and all that kind of stuff. So we should migrate all Puerto Rico people to the U.S., then use Puerto Rico as a seasonal base. It gets hit by tune. I think we should move the Puerto Rican people here to the U.S., put them out there in the middle U.S. where it's unpopulated. Just give them a whole corner of a state that's unpopulated. Yeah, just move them all out there, and then make Puerto Rico a United States of America prison. Take all the prison people out of America and stick them down on that island, and just use it for a prison island. Yeah, and then you could put like battleships all the way around the island, and so any bodies that tries to leave the island, they just get sunk in the ocean. Man, I'm a mean person, ain't I? See, Michael, you making me mean. See, you say all that stuff, you're making me mean. It's your fault. Millimeter wave would probably have better reach in farm country without tons of tall buildings to block it. Well, that's true in wide open space. Yeah, that's true. But here's the problem with a wide open space. You won't be able to reuse the frequencies as much. And you're going to have to space them out farther too, right? Zero cool?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just so I'm hearing you. But
if you got line of sight area for millimeter wave, you're going to have. Now, if we have more frequency bands available, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, we got N257 is now coming alive in some of these phones now in the X65, X70 modem. So,
yeah,
41 gigahertz. That's right. We got that next band that got auctioned off. It's going to be available. So they're starting to make hardware for the stuff. So we got a new millimeter wave band coming up.
Yeah.
Which I think 41 gigahertz is going to be used mostly for IAB. Because now they got a new standard for IAB. It's going to work a lot better. So I think they're going to use a lot of 41 gig. And that's what's going to help expand the rural areas. Because where you can't get fiber out there, they're just going to beam that shit out there. They're going to daisy chain it. They'll get a main access point. They'll ship 10 gigabits of fiber across that IAB on 41 gigs, do 1,000 megahertz channel, and just blast that shit down, and then beam it, to all the different towers. You can actually cover 25 towers with that 10 gigs and get some really good coverage. Throw all that N77 shit up there, and man, it'll be a beautiful day. Just takes money. And you got return on investment. So the only way Verizon is going to get their money back is if they invest in fixed wireless access in the rural areas. That's the only way, because mobile phone users is not going to bring their money back. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely need a return on investment, right? It's always been a challenge to predict, like, this area going to grow? We're going to have, this many customers. It just depends, right? So it's been,
and then Anthony says, does Verizon densify millimeter wave usually in cities where it has high market share? Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Millimeter wave is helping with the congestion in the urban areas, big time. And now in 77. Is Verizon having to densify its tower to have better nationwide coverage with C-band? It's S-band. No, they're not. They're not really going to have. N77 has proven itself. N77 is performing just as good as Band 13, Band 2, Band 66. It's performing just as well. Now, it doesn't quite have the in-building indoor penetration that those other ones have, but it's not too bad. I mean, still, what is it, 1 to 2 miles indoor you're getting on N77, pretty much?
Yeah.
It depends on how thick shit.
And
And then outdoor coverage, especially if it's on a 300-foot tower. I mean, I'm seeing 5 to 6 miles on a 300-foot tower, 5 to 6 miles away. It's helping you with signal. The signal's not blazing fast, but it's helping a little bit. But the peak is, is it 1 to 3 miles is like blazing fast, and then when you start getting around 4 miles, 4.5 miles, it's kind of medium speed, and then when you hit 5, 6 miles, yeah, it's dropping down to where it's only like 100 megahertz down and maybe 20 or 30 up, but still that's pretty impressive. As the bandwidth gets added, it's going to get even better. It's going to get even better. The more frequency you have, the less you have to reuse it. You can boost the power up. You can crank it up higher. That's what's hurting AT&T right now. 40 megahertz of N77. They have to keep the power down because they have to reuse the frequencies. That's why when they're doing these upgrades, they're not doing every tower. They're doing like every other tower site until they get more frequencies. Then when they get the new frequencies, then they'll put the new frequency in between all the towers and densify it. That's how you have to do it, because otherwise, if you densify with 40 megahertz, it's just going to turn like shit. It's not going to work very good. It'll be like skunky. Oh, did I say that? Tower grid, yeah. When is Verizon going to start competing in pricing and marketing? What will have to happen to them? Well, I can tell you this. Verizon really doesn't give a shit about consumers. They really don't. It's like, okay, here's this quality network that we're dumping billions of dollars in to make it better. We're going to make it better than cable. And here's the price, which is very reasonable. I mean, $60 to $70 for what they're building is very reasonable in my book. I think it's worthwhile. Sure, it's not the cheapest, but it don't need to be the cheapest. So, I mean, would you rather them go cheap and do T-Mobile prices, and then they turn around and say, oh, well, we're going to restrict your access to we're just going to give you band 13 only. Here you go. Here's your band 13 only for $30 a month. F that. I don't want that. So if you want that, go to T-Mobile. If you want quality service, you want a high bandwidth, you want the latest technology, then I say just go with Verizon and pay the extra money. I understand budgets are tough and all that kind of stuff, but I think in America, there's enough things in your daily life that you can make a sacrifice for and divert that cash to a quality Verizon network and pay the price. So, I mean, I don't smoke myself. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't do all that extra stuff. I don't drink really. I mean, I might have a beer with my meal or something like that, but some people spend $500-600 a month on all that kind of things. So, and then that's why they got to have T-Mobile. I mean, not always the case, but sometimes the case. I don't want to label anybody. By far doing that. But I mean, I'm just being realistic. So, I mean, if you want to have good quality service and pay the price, I mean, you can do it. You can make it happen. So, and they got different stages of plan. They got the light plan, medium plan, and the heavy plan. So they do got that. But I don't think Verizon is going to reduce their prices or anything. I think it's going to stay like it is. And they're just going to keep building a network. Verizon is not hurting right now. They're making billions of dollars on businesses. They have so many huge businesses that they have invested in. That is where their cash cow is. So, I mean, right now they can lose 1 million subscribers, and it's not going to hurt them. So, it'll be interesting when we see the next update come out for their, their quarter earnings. So what quarter? Oh, so we're coming up on fourth quarter now. So the third quarter earnings will be coming out. So as you know, SMT, the big YouTuber that just hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm sure most of you here are already subscribed to him. Stay tuned with him because he'll have a live stream or a video coming out talking about how many million people they lost and then talk about their cash flow and all that. And for what I've seen already, Verizon is not hurting. And of course, everybody wants to, kick the damn CEO out saying, oh, you're losing customers. Let's get rid of you. It's like, well, I don't think they're hurting right now. So, I mean, what do you guys think? What do you think, Caleb? Do you think Verizon is hurting right now?
Just short term. I think they're going to.
Good question, by the way, Anthony. Good question.
Yeah. they'll bounce back, you know. So
Yeah. I think once the N77 network gets deployed nationwide, they get that 200 megahertz on every site. I think once that's done, I think the people who need that speed and low pings and all that, the quality network, are going to bail the other people, and they're going to make the sacrifice, however they got to do it. I mean, if they got to get a part-time job to pay for the Verizon bill, which, you know, that's that. I mean, $70 a month. I mean, tell me what person can't make it happen for 70 months. I mean, there's many people that makes other things in their life happen for more money than that, you know. So we'll see what happens. But it just depends on your needs. If you just web browse, you text message, and all that stuff, and you watch my live streams in like 144p, and you're good with that, and it buffers from time to time, but you catch up, and you don't miss anything we say, and you're happy with that, and you're paying $30 a month, then you know what? That's the great thing about being in America. You have the freedom to pick whatever you want, and that's what I like. You got 4 carriers out there. Dish is getting better and bigger. It's going to be a 4th competition. So having a choice between 4 carriers takes care of the population. I think it's great. What do you think about all that, Weasel? What do you think?
Sorry, I was a little preoccupied.
Uh-oh, Weasel's falling asleep.
I heard the last end about it. Having
Yeah,
the
what do you think
choice
about
of-
Verizon losing customers and not lowering their prices? Do you think that's going to kill them, or do you think everything's going to be all right?
I
Do you think
mean,
people are going to make sacrifices for the quality if they need it?
I doubt it. Just because of the way that they've been in the past. And not only is Verizon a mobile network carrier, you know, they also have Fios and
Yep.
you know,
Oh, and the MVNO. See, that's the other thing too.
yeah, too. That's true. They got multiple MVNOs.
Well,
that they
I mean,
own, and so
look what's happening. The Total Wireless
total
MVNO. You know, they restructured that. They took a bunch of different brands, they combined it into one, and they're going to start blasting out. So that's actually going to be the Metro PCS version of T-Mobile that's going to be on Verizon. So you're going to have the Verizon postpaid, and of course Verizon has prepaid. It's interesting to see what they're going to do with the prepaid. Do you think that they're going to dump the prepaid into the total and merge it all together, kind of separate it? Or you guys think that Verizon's going to keep their own main prepaid alongside their postpaid? What do you guys think about that?
I'm kind of curious what they're gonna do because they technically have more than one prepaid. They've got both visible and total wireless.
Oh, yes. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That's true. Yeah, it's kind of interesting what happens. Your idea of using Puerto Rico as a prison island sounds like Alcatraz. Yes, that's true. A large Alcatraz. Yeah, exactly. Anthony says, why doesn't Verizon include ultra-wide with all their plans? Why don't they include 4K streaming with their top-tier Get More plan? Well, I think the 4K streaming's coming. I think once we get 200 megahertz on all the towers, their bandwidth problem's over with. There's no more congestion. I think that's coming. I think we're going to see 4K streaming coming to the top plans. I see that coming. I really do. And of course, you know, restricting ultra wideband to the cheaper plans. Well, hey, you know, if you don't want to pay for the faster speed, more reliable network, then you know that's just the way it is. You know, that's smart. And I think that's smart to do it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the consumers are not going to be happy with that. And they go, take away my ultra wideband. Boo! They're going to be mad. Very mad. They're going to say, yeah, mad. And of course, if they say, oh, we're going to give you on the cheap plans 5G nationwide, basically they're not giving them anything because 5G nationwide is just fake 5G. It's no performance boost. It doesn't do anything better. It's just a 5G icon. Now, ultra wideband N77 and the millimeter wave is a completely different story. So, for sure. Let's see. Michael says, we do still have a prison, just as the Alcatraz calls ADX Forums. Okay. Verizon is losing market share on the consumer side. They are expecting 3 and 4 quarters of continuous losses. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me a bit. And I don't think it's going to hurt them. I don't think it's going to hurt them in the pocket, as I think they're making a lot of money in the business side. They just signed some new contracts. they're pushing this first responder part out really hard, called Frontline. They're pushing the Frontline. And I would be a bit surprised if some of these agencies dump FirstNet and goes to Frontline, because FirstNet is just straight up garbage. So it's garbage. So I'm predicting, mark my words, in about a year, when Verizon builds out this amazing network, and then they do the standalone, then they do network slicing and all that, they can give a network slice of priority to these first responders. Yeah, I think they're going to be jumping off of FirstNet's boat while it's sinking and jump on the big boat, the big red boat. They're going to get on the big red boat. I think that's what's going to happen. What do you guys think about that?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, everybody else does rumors and predictions about cell phones. Why can't I do rumors and predictions about that, right? Wow, we still got 15 people in here. So everybody's starting to draw about, whoa, we just hit 3 hours. Yeah, try not to go past 3 hours, you know. It's getting late, too. It's 1 a.m. So I know you guys have probably been up all day already, so you're probably ready to get out of here. So it seems like Verizon is using their prepaid to compete, and their post is for premiums that do not want compromise. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Verizon Get More is probably cheaper for one line than a $150 Comcast. Yes, you're 100% right. Very good points there. You're right on the money there for sure. All right, so thank you for tuning in tonight on the weekly podcast. You know, I've been working very crazy here, so I was going to try to. Oh, you're welcome. Very welcome. Speed testing says good night. Oh, yeah, good night. Yeah, so I was going to try to do my weekly live stream on Wednesday and then try to sneak in like on a Saturday or Sunday night, either way, or Friday or Saturday night. There's other live streams going on and stuff, so I was going to do like a late night podcast, like kind of like tonight a little bit. You know, we're on 11 or 12 o'clock. So I'm going to try to do a weekly podcast and a live stream. But of course, you know, I've been really busy at work here, so unfortunately this week I had to do the podcast and skip the live stream. But yeah, just hang in there, everybody. You know, I'll have more free time coming up. I just need to hire some more people. So yeah, anybody wants to come, anybody in America wants a job, come down to South Florida. They want to get your security license, I'll give them a job. So, but you can't be a Pinocchio. If you're a Pinocchio, I ain't gonna hire you though. We don't hire Pinocchios. Nope. Sorry.
No,
They have to work at the mall. All right, so let's not forget our hashtags here tonight. So load up on all the hashtags. Let's see. Will replay be available? Yes, it'll be available unless YouTube takes down my stream, demonetizes it. If they do that, then it'll be in members only mode until I go in there and take whatever out, because that's what happened last week. They took the monetization off. So I had to go in there. I had to take 2 little pieces out. They didn't like it. They said, no, you got to take these 2 pieces out. We don't like that. So I'm trying to do good, not say anything bad in these live streams. But yeah, it's kind of hard to do that, you know. So yeah, it's definitely a balancing act, you know, to have fun on here, say what you want, but not get demonetized and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, because I want to get paid. I want to be able to do giveaways for you guys. I want to buy more stuff. I mean, like at home, I got my new computer, got the 4K camera. I'm buying a new drone. So I'm getting the Mavic 3 drone. I'm probably going to buy both. I'm going to buy the Mini, Mavic 3 Mini 3 later on. But first I'm going to buy the Mavic 3 because I like that big-ass drone. I think it's nice. So stay tuned, everybody. Once I get my new drone, we're going to have 4K 60 drone videos coming. Every site that's been upgraded here in the Keys, when the AT&T and Verizon adds their shit on it, I'm going to go back and do a brand new video for you guys. And then we're going to have a lot of good content coming on here soon. So stay tuned. And everything is going to be great. Thank you for your support. And, of course, yeah, in the ticker down below, everybody, it's been rolling all night. All the people that's been donating. So thank you for everybody for the donations. The new channel member, Kazi, thanks for joining. Thank you for the support. Yep, I got my first $150 check. I really appreciate that. That helped out tremendously. And then tonight's super chats. Thank you guys for the super chats. And don't forget, you could do the super thanks too. You know, after the live stream is replayed, you can go on and give super thanks too. So you can do that. And of course, the other you could do the Zelle. It's all on my main page. It says about. So. and it's in the comments of this video too. It's in there. The PayPal link, you can send PayPal, you can do Zelle, you can do buy me the coffee thing, you can do that. And let's see. And then of course be a channel member and all that. So yeah, that's it. So thank you everybody for coming in tonight. Let's see the last few comments here. Are you paying $150 for TV? Then you're a sucker. Yep, basically you are. Thanks, brother. Yes. Peace. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah. YouTube is a shill of corporation along with big tech. Yep. That is right. Yeah, shady. They want their pie. They're taking 30% of my money. Yeah, greedy. Taking 30% off for taxes and their fees. Yeah. Along with big government. There we go. Skunky. Raccoon rabies. Yes. Yes. Stolen drone videos. Yes. And don't forget, pound fake security guard. All right. So any last comments there, Weasel and Caleb? Anything you want to say to everybody?
No.
No?
I'm good. Yeah.
Don't stand under a tree when there's iguana in it. That's my advice. Because you'll get shit on and pissed on. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, you never believe how much urine and poop comes out of iguana when they eat all these plants and shit. And they go up on a tree, and then you're underneath the tree, and then they let loose. It's like dropping a bomb on you. Yeah, it's crazy. Nothing like getting shit on. It's crazy. All right, so good night, everybody. Last minute comments. Good night, good night, good night. All right, let's get the overlay ready. What's a good overlay for today? Oh, here we go. Here's the perfect overlay. Raccoon rabies. Yeah, yeah. Don't get no raccoon rabies. Make sure you get your T-Mobile Tuesday free rabies shot. Yeah, I got to pick on T-Mobile. I haven't picked on them lately for it. I've been trying to be a good boy, so. All right, so that's it. So enjoy some drone videos. I'm going to play them again, like on the beginning. Yeah, I'll have a more expansive library of that as soon as I get this editing done. I've just been so busy. I'm gonna get you a couple new videos that has a little sneak peek of all 16 drone videos I've done so far, all combined in one little video. So we're gonna do that. So, all right, enjoy the drone video. We'll see you guys Wednesday night if I'm off work, if I don't have to work again, and if the hurricane don't come and blow me away. So we'll see you then. Maybe I'll go to Myrtle Beach and go on vacation. Maybe I'll broadcast from there, you know, from the hurricane. I'll just take my computer with me. I'll broadcast from Myrtle Beach there during the hurricane. You never know. Well, we'll see what happens. So, all right, everybody, good night. See you next week.
Later.
See ya.
Peace.
Yeah, since Carlos ain't here, I had to do that. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Coño qua!
I'm a real boy.